What's up, dudes? Hey, with the boy. What's up, Spicy? What's up, dude? What's going on, you guys? Man, I feel like I haven't streamed in so long. I don't know how to start this thing, boys. I'll give it a second or two, let a few people come up in here, but man, it's Monday. This is just my 2 cents. We're going to talk some fucking UFC. We're going to talk about what happened. We're going to talk about what's going to happen or what we think is going to happen. I'm definitely going to smoke some weed about it. And I hope that you all do too, if you like to smoke weed. But yeah, what's up, man? It's Monday. Hope y'all are doing good. I can't complain, man. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right, man. I did my homework yesterday. I went back and rewatched these fights. Took a bunch of notes. Took a bunch of stream notes. And I got a bunch of crow to eat, man. I did not do too well on this fight card as far as my picks went, but there was some crazy shit that happened, and we are going to talk all about it. Keep the first hour or so on, like I said, I got a bunch of crow to eat, so I'm going to go back through the card as quickly as possible. And then there's a sweet card coming up this weekend, man. UFC Vegas 20, headlined by UFC Rozenstruik and Cyril Gane. It's a fucking sweet fight, and there's some other good fights on that card as well. So we're gonna talk about that, and yeah, definitely gonna be having a casual toke or two. So join me, won't you? Jackie boy. UK in the building. What's up, Jack? Jack didn't do too bad on this car, man. I think, Jack, what did you do, like 7-5, Jack? I went 6-6 myself. Nice going, Spicy. See, man, why'd you get rid of your fucking Twitter? You could have put that up on Twitter and you could have fucking gloated in everyone's face, because a lot of people, dude, a lot of people ate a big fucking pile of shit, including yours truly. So if you had your Twitter up, you could have put that shit up and be like, ha 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 ha, motherfuckers. Fucking like, I went 8-4. So, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, the general's in the building. What's up? Well, it's the big show. Hey, you did better. That's what I'm saying, though, Jack, is you did better than a lot of people did. You did better than I did. Went 6-6, boys. Ate a bunch of shit. Can't really brag. Wanted to. Can't really do it. Can't really do it. I wanted to sit here and just fucking, Tom Aspinall and Dawkins, baby, just like, but I can't do that because I went 6-6. I was just fucking ass over elbows, man. I just couldn't get right, man. Win one, lose one, win one, lose one, win one, lose one. Good fucking God, what's going on here, man? Can't get right. It was crazy, though. There was just finishes, motherfuckers getting knocked out left, right, and center, dude. I'm going to go back through each fight, tell you which ones I got right, which ones I got wrong. I will eat my crow when the time is appropriate. And then we will talk about the fights that's about to come up, because those are fucking sick too, man. So we're going to have a fucking good show here. We're going to have a good time, have a casual toke or two. So y'all stroll on up in this lounge here and have a seat, man. We're, get buckled up. We'll get into this thing, dude. Let me pull up these stream notes here. Story unavailable, my fucking ass. I hate that shit, man. The news, I need to change some settings, man, because of the news. Like, I must have like turned the news settings off or something because these news stories pop up, and I click on them. And they're like, "No, news is unavailable. To change the settings." I'm like, "Whoa! I thought I changed the settings where I wouldn't get them in the first place." So, you tell me what the fuck that means. All right. Anyway, sorry about that. That should have been an aside, but yeah, okay. Now, like I said, UFC Vegas 19, I ate a bunch of shit. I just could not pick a fight on this card to save my fucking dick. Couldn't do it. Get one, and it wasn't like I got off to a good start and then I hit a bad stretch and then I came back. No, it was get one right, get one wrong, get one right, get one wrong, get one right, back and forth, and I can't fucking make it. I just like I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't get this one right. Well, let's talk about it. Got off to a good start though. Got off to a good start. Sergey Spivak versus Jared Vandara. Sergey Spivak knocks Jared Vandara out by referee stoppage in the second round at the 4-minute and 32-second mark. So here's what happened in this one. Basically, Jared Vandara was a body for Sergey to beat the living fucking shit out of, and that's exactly what he did. Sergey looked good in this fight, man. He had good strikes. He did well on the feet. Man, when he got several takedowns, but when he got that takedown, he got a body lock takedown in the second round. Dude, he was unleashing some nasty fucking ground and pound. He didn't get he was patient with it too, but when he wanted to go, he really fucking let that leather fly, dude, so to speak. But it was really fucking elbows, and I'm gonna get this out of the way. I don't really want to spend too much time on the stream talking about refs and stuff, but I got a couple things to say about the refs regarding this fucking fight card. And let me just say right now, for the record, I think Chris Taioni is the worst fucking referee in the UFC. I think he's the worst, man. I don't know if he has mob ties or he has dirt on Dana or one of the fucking CEOs at William Morris Endeavor or something, man. But I don't know how that motherfucker gets all these fucking referee jobs in Vegas. And he just does such a shitty job, man. This was the worst example of it tonight, but there's another example of him just totally are you even paying attention to what's happening? Or are you just thumbs up their asses? But yeah, so this is what happened. Spivak gets the body lock takedown in the second and just starts unloading, man. It should have been stopped, and I went back and watched, and this is the exact moment that I thought it should have been stopped. I thought it should have been stopped at 1 minute and 20 seconds with 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the second round. So you do the math on that. Whatever mark that would be. The 3 minute and 40-second mark. So with 1 minute and 20 seconds left, that's when it should have been ended. But after that, Vandara took literally 30 unanswered strikes. He didn't you want to talk about intelligent defense. He just got shelled with 30, and they weren't sweet, man. They weren't just little pity pat they weren't the shit that Phil Haas was doing, or the shit that what's her fuck was doing, that Ketlin was doing. It wasn't shit like that. It was he was shelling him, dude. I counted 30 fucking strikes that he did not need to take. So yeah, Taioni did a bad job on that one, man. He should just fucking call and he kept talking to him, man. He kept saying all this weird shit like Jared, get out of there, man. He knew him, it was his buddy or something. Come on, man, get out of there. Did he have a bet on him? I don't know. It was just it was just weird, dude. It's just dude, he ain't fucking getting out of there. He's showing no ability to deal with Sergey on the ground at all. And Sergey is just steady. Pop, 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 like he's just fucking him up, dude. Like, how do you not stop that sooner? How in the 30 edition? And there was a point at the end where, like, he'd get hit with a couple and then he just kind of like flop around a little bit. But then there was a point where he was just in one fixed position and Spivak was just, and he just like, what are you fucking waiting for, dude? Like, is this guy your fucking like third cousin twice removed? Like, what's going on here? It was weird, but yeah, Spivak beat the shit out of him. He was just a warm body to get fucking destroyed, and that's exactly what happened. So congrats to Sergey Spivak. He did exactly what he was supposed to do with a fucking, just a sack of shit like Vandera. Like, I don't mean to be that harsh, man. Like, I know that he would probably beat the shit out of me, but like, come on, dude. Like, that was just a mismatch. Anyway, yeah. So now is my first little bit of crow, and there was some knockout crow, dude. Like serious knockout crow that I had to eat. Like bad, dude. Like dudes that I picked were getting fucking smoked. Like they were just getting rounded up and put on the fucking like the bus to the fucking shadow realm, dude. Like the fucking first class, like one-way airplane ticket to the shadow realm. Like any metaphor you want to use, like the train, like fucking next stop, fucking choo-choo, next stop, fucking Shadow Realmsville, dude. Because oh my god. Well, the first one. This I had said something about like the weight cutting and how I thought that guys that miss weight early, like by 5 pounds, like Draco Rodriguez would probably be all right. Well, I could not have been more wrong about that. So yeah, I'm definitely eating my words on that one. I was totally fucking wrong about that shit because Draco Rodriguez got his fucking ass knocked out badly, dude. It was one of the top 3 worst knockouts of the night. Like some guys got stopped, like, and we'll get to that, but like some dudes got stopped and then some dudes got knocked unconscious, and Draco Rodriguez was out for a little bit. So yeah, I gotta give it up big time to Ayman Zahabi. He knock KOs Draco Rodriguez at 3 minutes and 5 seconds of the first round. Rodriguez had no fucking defense. Couldn't spell the word defense. I went back and I watched this fight carefully. I counted literally, now granted, there wasn't a lot of fight footage to go off of, but I literally counted 2 fucking times that he put his hands up to defend any kind of strike. And he didn't really defend it that well. He still like ate the strike. But he didn't even like attempt to defend anything except for 2 times. So this is what happened. Zahabi was on the outside, circling around the outside of the cage. Draco Rodriguez was pressuring, ate a few shots. Then he was in front of him. He faked a teep, and I don't know who I don't know who taught this dude boxing, but this is a no-no. I'm not Mr. Boxing expert. I've only taken like 6 months of boxing training, but don't take this from me. Yeah, I promise you this. Any fucking boxing coach in the United States of America will tell you, do not throw a naked uppercut. Don't fucking do it, man. You are asking to get knocked the fuck out. Now, a counter uppercut is different. Like a counter uppercut, like the one that Povetkin did, he set that up with a jab. Like the one that Povetkin knocked Dillian White out with, that was set up with a jab. But you do not throw a naked uppercut right out in the middle because you're just sitting there. You are wide open. You're a sitting duck. Especially if you don't have your other hand up. So yeah, Draco Rodriguez, hands down, throws a naked uppercut, and Ayman Zahabi plants a fucking overhand right, square on the button, and sends Draco Rodriguez to the Shadow Realm. It was a beautiful fucking shot. I totally counted Ayman Zahabi out. Man, like, such a sweet knockout. Like, damn, that was awesome. Crow, happy to eat that crow. Happy to eat that crow. Big congrats to Aim Zahabi. Holy shit for that, baby. That's a damn thing. What do we have up in here? What in the world is going on up in here? Just what in the world is going on up in here? What's going on, man? What's going on? Antonio Ramirez, what's up? Is that you, Alex? Is Antonio? Jack's picks, what's up, man? He says Black Beast is a monster. I saw Blaydes coach saying it was a lucky punch. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. It was not a lucky punch. That was anything but a lucky punch. We are boys. You bet your asses we were going to talk about that main event. But yeah, I just want to make sure that I chew all of this crow thoroughly and make sure that everyone knows how a dumb some of these fucking picks that I made were. Just gotta let the people know. Jared called him out. Jared. Shoot. I'm sorry. I'm slow on the uptake sometimes, man. I had a decent start. Chavez Wineland fought. What's up, Noah? Chavez Wineland fought me back to back. Then Rosa and Blaydes shit the bed at the end, brother. I am with you. Like Chavez. Oh, Wineland. No, we will talk about that. But yeah, Chavez, man. Come on, man. Who punches harder, Francis and Gane? Come on, man. It's Francis. Sorry, I just want to bust through these comments real quick, and then I'll get back to eating this crow. Thank God I switched off of that. Dude, come on. Yeah, you cannot pick Jerry Vandera is just he's a can waiting to be crushed. And not that he would crush me. Like, I'm not even a can. So, yeah. He's so bad. Time and time again, proving himself. Like, he made Herb Dean look like the best referee in MMA. I'll put it like that. 10 people in the building. That's what's up, man. Always like to see those double digits. Shout out to you guys. The 10 people in here made it happen. So you know what? In honor of y'all, I will take I'll just fucking stroke this banger one time. I need to cash this thing out anyway and repack it. But yeah, he's so bad. He's so fucking bad, dude. Jack knows what's up, man. Jack knows. This one's for you, Jack. Paris OG today, boys. Paris OG is the flavor of the day. From my bong to yours. UFC brings in Chris Taione because he receives 20% of the purse no nonsense makes because of years. Yeah, no nonsense, dude. Now you want to talk about the best and the worst? No nonsense, Tagnani, respectively. No nonsense is the goods, man. No nonsense is the class. To me, I think here's the three best refs in my opinion. Number 3, Mike Beltran. Number 2, Jason Herzog / Nerd. I call him Nerdzog. I give him a hard time but he learns from his mistakes, man. He's a good ref. He means well. He's a good dude. So yeah, Beltran, Herzog, and he's gotten better. Beltran, Herzog, and no nonsense. Mark Smith's not bad. I'd probably put Mark Smith number 4, and then number 5, I'd round it out with Mark Goddard. People don't like Mark Goddard, but listen, Goddard is a good referee. He doesn't always get it right, but he's a good referee. So listen, Goddard is number 5 for me. But yeah, so that would be it. Goddard, Mark Smith, Mike Beltran, Nerdzog, and no nonsense. For me. Mileage may vary. Some people don't like any of those guys. Yes, I think so. But you know, people will make the argument now. They're like, oh, well, you know, Andre came back, and it's like, okay, we will definitely get to that. We will definitely get to that. Yeah, Mark Smith was just inconsistent. Mark Smith was inconsistent. He's not a bad referee, but he's just like sometimes he's inconsistent with like okay, this is what I don't like about Mark Smith. Mark Smith, this is my one criticism. It's not his stoppages. It's not Mark Smith's stoppages necessarily. It's his lack. He is so fucking scared to give warnings to take points for things. Did he like take a point and get like a bunch of shit for it or something? Because there were so many times like, well, which fight? I can't remember which fight it was, but it's like he does not warrant. He will let people fence hug like a mother. He will not separate fighters on the fence enough for me. He lets people go on the fence. He does not like Herb doesn't play that shit. Herb's like work. You guys need to work. And somebody else separates him like a motherfucker. Tyone separates him a lot. That's one of the things that I actually don't mind about him. I'll give credit where it's due, but there's some other guy that just won't have it. Goddard separates him a lot when they don't work. Sometimes but I don't know, man. I don't know. You can point to bad instances from every single one of them, but to me, yeah, like the three best are Beltran, Nerdzog, and No Nonsense. Spicy says him versus Dacus, Aspinall versus Dacus. Yeah, we'll talk about that, perhaps. Yeah, Vandera looked like shit. Rosa, yeah, Rosa. I think Rosa was just kind of outclassed. I think I just got to give credit. Where it's due to Derek Minner, and I got to eat the crow there. So yeah, we'll get to that. All right. Well, sorry, I'm gonna skip through. I don't want to miss any comments, but yeah, boys, appreciate all you guys showing up and keeping the chat fucking lit, keeping it lit, fam. Nah, but for real though, I appreciate y'all. And let me just jump in this phone. Let me see what the fuck is going on here. Now I'll get back to this fucking crow eating because I got a bunch of crow to chew down, boys. Hold on, let me see what the fuck's going on, motherfucker. Okay. My channel. I am live. By God, I am live. What the fuck is going on up in here? Yes. Jack Attack. Jack Attack got him, baby. I was just going up in there to see. I said, what in the fuck is this? Jack Attack got him, though. Jack Attack pulled that fucking jagged dagger out of his fucking his trench coat and just buried it right in that soft spot, right up under the jaw of that fucking troll. That's fucking tight. Yeah, I just wanted to check on that real quick, boys. But yeah, Jack Attack is on top of it. And I'm telling you, that's why I gave him, yeah. Okay, but now back to these fights. I'm gonna try and make up for the time I spent with the last fight and trying to breeze through this one a little bit. Okay. Casey O'Neill versus Shannon Dobson. Casey O'Neill gets the stoppage 3 minutes and 41 seconds of the second round. I was really impressed with Casey O'Neill. And I got to say, right off the bat, Lady 2 Cents really we watched all the fights together, had a really good time, the two of us. And she really likes Casey O'Neill. That's one of her, like, she's like, man, I like her. Like, she's like, that's one of her prospects. That's one of her like people that she fucks with is she likes Casey O'Neill a lot. But yeah, she looked good in this fight, man. I know Shannon Dobson isn't like the highest level fighter, but you know, Shannon Dobson, if anything, she does have decent striking, and she stood in the pocket with Shannon Dobson. She's tough. She stood in the pocket. She ate a couple shots, but then she would either block or slip the 1-2, and she would stand there and counter her. And what I really liked about Casey O'Neill was the transitions from the striking to the grappling. One of them was like she threw a left hook and went right into a body lock, and another one was she threw a right cross, ducked under the right hook, and went right into a single leg. It was just like boom, 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 like right cross, duck under the like she threw the right cross, stood there for a second, ducked under the inevitable right hook that she saw coming, and then went right into a single leg takedown. Now, another example of Tyone, like, what the fuck, dude? It could not have been more clear. Shannon Dobson's toes in the fence. Like, didn't say a word about it. Like, I've seen, like, didn't he say something to Phil Hawes about that too, or someone? He like smacked someone on the butt and was like, "Stop grabbing it, stop grabbing the fence," but said nothing about Shannon Dobson's toes. Just all like Shannon Dobson like was literally climbing up the fence with her toes, and he said nothing about it. Just walking along, clipping his earlobe, thumbs up his ass, thumbs up his ass. But yeah, dude. But Casey O'Neill looked awesome. She and yeah, that was ridiculous. But yeah, so she has some nice double leg takedowns too, but she had awesome top pressure, nasty fucking elbows, like ridiculously she was really consistent and aggressive. Like, she did not stop the ground and pound. And I like that a lot, man. I like to see that from fighters. When they get on top, they don't fuck around. They're either forcing the submission, forcing the fighter to turn their back and give up the neck, or they're grounding, pounding the shit out of them. That's what I love to see when a fighter is on top. And yeah, when Casey O'Neill was on top, she didn't waste any fucking time. She was aggressive as fuck. She was vicious. And yeah, she got that finish, man. She got the stoppage. He fucking finally, jumped in and saved Shannon Dobson. But yeah, congrats to Casey O'Neill. Did not have to eat crow there. Congrats to her. Like I said, Lady 2 Cents, my wife likes Casey O'Neill a lot. And I'm not mad at Casey O'Neill myself. I've seen worse looking fighters, and yeah, she just did a real good job. So yeah, big congrats to her. Definitely looking forward to her next fight. And I'd like to see it be a little bit of a step up too, because Shannon Dobson, while she had 5 fights in the UFC, I think it was her 5th fight, right? She's not good. So yeah. But yeah, good stuff from Casey O'Neill. Now, my God, I am so upset with myself for this one because I do not like this guy. This guy is probably, I put out a list on, I didn't tweet this out, but I like quote tweeted this dude that I follow. Shout out to him. Man, I'm trying to remember his Twitter handle. It's his name is, it used to be Salon Quality Poirier. It's Cruise Alliance, at Cruise Alliance. So yeah, this dude that I follow at Cruise Alliance, he put out this list of his like top 15 like fighters that he hated the most. And I put out my list, my top 15. It was a quote tweet. You can find it. But one of the dudes in this next fight is on that list. Not because I hate any of them. It's not that I really hate them. They just annoy me. It should be called my top 10 most annoying fighters. Top 15, I mean. This guy's in the top 10. Nate Landwehr. I picked this dude, and Nate Landwehr gets fucking knocked out by Juicy J, Julian Erosa. All the shit I talk about Juicy J. He's a fade. He's a bum. He's a second chancer. Blah, blah, blah. Me and my big fucking mouth. And what happens? He just fucking mollywops Nate Landwehr. Jesus Christ, Nate Landwehr is a hype job. Like, bro, you getting smoked by Juicy J in a minute. Now, I don't want to take anything away from Julian Erosa. I'm trying to, and I apologize. I don't want to come off like that. I want to give full credit to Juicy J because he is the one that's feeding me this crow right now. He said, hey, 2 cents. This is what you get for doubting me. Here, shut the fuck up and eat this crow. And I said, okay, I will, Julian. I mean, not really. I won't shut the fuck up, but I will eat the crow for sure. So yeah, man, this crow's for you. Juicy J. That was a fun fight though, man, because they came out like guns fucking blazing. They didn't waste any time. This knockout happened literally like 59 seconds of the first round, like literally like a minute into the first round, the fight was over. I'll say this about Nate the Train. He's not in boring fights. I don't really like him. He's really annoying to me. But tell you what, he's an exciting fighter. Can't deny that. But here's what happens. They come out guns blazing, and
Yeah. Julian Erosa fucking dropped him. Dropped him with a right cross. He staggered backwards, hit the deck. Then Juicy J rushes in, and Landwehr gets the fucking single collar and drops Julian Erosa right back with a right hook. It was just like, boom, Landwehr gets dropped. Boom, right back, Erosa gets dropped. Then he fucking hurts Nate again with a right hook, chases him down, and fucking unleashes his flying knee. And let me tell you what, I'm going to tell you something right now. Nate Landwehr was complaining a lot after this fight got stopped, but he was out, dude. He was a flash knockout. He wasn't completely unconscious when the fight got stopped, but that was a flash knockout. He went out for a second. He went down really bad, like someone that gets knocked out does. And I think he got knocked out, and then Juicy J hit him again a couple times, and he came to. That's what I think happened. And yeah, he was bitch. Like, it's just another reason he's annoying. It's like, come on, man, I wasn't out, bro. It's like, you were, and you were about to be out again. He knocked you out, you came back to, and he was about to knock you out again, but I saved your ass. So I got to give Mark Smith credit on that one. He was unfairly criticized by Nate Landwehr. Just hold the L, Landwehr. You got caught by Juicy J. I got caught by Juicy J, talking shit about him. So now I have to eat this crow. And you do too. You have to take the L. I have to eat the crow. We both have to take the L, bro. It sucks. It's not fun. I don't like sitting here and eating crow. I like saying I told you so and gloating. That's the shit that I like. I like smoking weed and gloating and saying I told you so. I knew this was going to fucking happen. Blah, 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 blah. But it doesn't work that way. Bombs have chemicals, moving parts. It doesn't work that way. So yeah, it doesn't like, I don't know, man. But yeah, Landwehr got smoked. It was a really bad look criticizing Mark Smith. Like, I get like the initial like, fuck, come on, man. But then just kind of like shaking your head and be like, yeah, all right. Like, you realize like, no, I get the initial reaction. Like, fuck, man, come on. I was still there. But it's like, no. You just make yourself look bad, man. Every time you do that, you make yourself look bad. I think it's a bad look every time. Colby, bad look. Cruz, bad look. Landwehr, bad look. They're saving you, man. In all those situations, they're saving you from yourself. Because when he got up, and this is a prime example, when he got up, he was not on steady. Like, he was like Smith was like pushing him back and kind of holding him up at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, the dude was done. And Juicy J was about, he's like, bro, like, you're about to be hanging out with Draco Rodriguez. You better thank Mark's. It's like the Wayne Brady skit on Chappelle's show. It's like, you better thank Mark Smith. You better thank Mark Smith, bitch. No, I'm just playing. He's not a bitch. But come on, man. Like, you got knocked the fuck out, dude. That don't fucking like Mark Smith says, like, you got knocked out. You were about to get knocked the fuck out real bad if Mark Smith didn't save you. So yeah, I got to eat the crow there. Congrats to Juicy J. You know, this one's for you, bud. But yeah, awesome, man. Fucking Julian Erosa, man. I mean, the dude was like, watch. This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to fucking happen. I'm going to pick Julian Erosa in the next fight, and he's just going to get whacked. He's just going to knock the fuck out. So that's exactly what's going to happen. But I will pick this moment. I'll pick a couple moments to say, not I told you so, but because I did initially struggle with this, but then I watched more tape. I went back and watched this guy's first UFC fight, and it was an easy pick for me. I did call this one. I did say that I'm pretty sure he's going to knock out Eddie Wineland, and that's exactly what he did. Sexy Mexi, baby. Me and Jack called this one. John Castaneda knocks out Eddie Wineland with 15 seconds left in the first round. A couple things that I noticed in this one. John Castaneda was very defensively responsible. He didn't he didn't move his head a lot, but he used good defense. I mean, good distance, and he blocked and parried well, like Dustin Poirier style. Like had his hands up in a high guard, blocked the punches well, like I said, parried punches, and had that would use the flared elbows. But yeah, he was defensively responsible. He had good footwork, and he was an effective stance switcher. And when he hurt Eddie Wineland, it was nice, man. He was shifting out to his left, and as he shifted out to his left, he kind of like threw this overhand right on his way out, and it clipped Wineland. And they made this comment, I think, that like Eddie tried to have a good poker face, like he tried to show that he wasn't hurt, but he was hurt. And Castaneda smelled the blood, man. Sexy Mexi smelled that fucking blood in the water, and he just ripped into him like a great white dude. Like blitzed him Machida style with like straight punches from southpaw. Though I did notice that he was more of like in a squared stance, but he was like his left leg was slightly further back, and so he was doing a straight punch blitz pretty much from southpaw, all straight punches. Dropped Wineland, and it was over shortly after that. But good stoppage by Herzog. He probably could have stopped it as soon as Wineland went down, but he did give him a chance to recover, but it didn't take much after that. So good stoppage, good win for Sexy Mexi. I did call that one, so I do not have to eat the crow there. But I do have to eat the crow here. So let me take another rip. Let me cash this thing out, and then we'll get right into me eating some more shit. How about that, boys? How about we get right into eating some more shit for me? Yep. Oh, we're definitely going to get into that. We are definitely, because I'm hearing some really bad takes. I'm hearing some really bad takes, not from you guys, but I'm just hearing some really bad takes after this Blaydes Lewis fight on both sides. I'm hearing some really bad takes for Lewis and for and against Blaydes. Bad excuses for Blaydes, and also some unfair criticisms, and then some unfair praise for Lewis. And yeah, it's ridiculous, man. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that for sure. But boys, in a big butt. See who see more butts? Who see more butts? Nobody see more butts than you, Uncle Tony. But yeah, so now, like I said, more crow, more eating of shit for me. Jared Gordon defeats Danny Chavez by decision. Look, I'm not going to spend too much time on this one. This was frustrating. Long story short, Gordon out-grappled him, and Chavez couldn't stop the takedown. That's the long and short of it. I mean, what else can I say? Danny Chavez, looked good on the feet striking, but he could not stop the takedowns of Jared Gordon, and it was frustrating, man. The thing with Jared Gordon is that, he does not have a very good chin, so, yeah. He's, I'm still, have my fade. I have my fade locked and loaded. I have my fade cocked back for Jared Gordon. Someone that can stuff takedowns, like a heavy-handed wrestle boxer, will knock Jared Gordon out. His chin is on borrowed time, but if you can't stop the takedown, he's gonna fuck you up. So yeah, I'm looking to fade Jared Gordon again because you got to assume that they'll give him a little bit more of a step up after that. But yeah, good job, Jared Gordon. You fed me crow. I thought you were going to get knocked out. There were a couple of times it was looking like you might, but Chavez never really hurt him that bad. So, yeah, he landed a couple solid shots, but, to his credit, Gordon ate him well. So, yeah, I got to eat the crow there. Good job for Jared Gordon. But, dude, you missed weight by 5 pounds, and you were, talking spicy and, come come on, man. Like you know better than that. You know better. He's been around long enough. He should not be fucking missing weight by 5 pounds. That's absurd. So yeah, I will be looking to fade him again in the future for sure. If the how you say if the ingredients are right, if the stew is stirred right.
Boys, will you excuse me for just 1 second? I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Okay. So yeah, Jared Gordon won. I was wrong. Wrong about that fight. Good job on Jared Gordon for holding up to the strikes of Danny Chavez and for out grappling him. Good job. Crow for me. Okay, now. Here we go. This was one of the easier fights to pick. This was a fight that I instantaneously was all over as far as who I thought would win, who I knew would win, and who ultimately did end up winning by finish. But there were some interesting things in this fight. We're going to talk about them. But Tom Aspinall submits Andrei Arlovski by rear naked choke in the second round, 1 minute and 9 seconds into said round. My mouth is dry from that Paris OG, boys. James the drunkard. What's up, Jimmy? Dan Tom to who in the fuck is Dan Tom, Jimmy? What in the fucking world are you talking about? I listen to his podcast sometimes. He's a guy from MMA Junkie. Okay, good man for that. Okay, yeah. Okay. So but what's up though, Jimmy? Yeah, Tom Aspinall chokes out Andrei Arlovski. Now, look, Aspinall hurt him real fucking bad, and I want to address who said that earlier? Was it Spicy? Who the fuck said that about almost finishing the fight, or was it Jack's picks? I can't remember. I'm not gonna be able to find it. But I'm too stoned. But I apologize. Whoever said that, full credit to you. I didn't really think. Now, look, we'll talk about this fight. I haven't gotten to this fight yet, but kind of like the Dawkins Oleinik fight, like they stopped that on the feet. You could have stopped this one too. Ultimately, it didn't matter. But, if Arlovski had somehow come back and won, that would have been pretty controversial because he was pretty fucking hurt and he wasn't really doing a lot. But to his credit, so here's what happened. Aspinall hits Arlovski with a right hand. Arlovski stood in the pocket with Aspinall and boxed with him. I don't fucking know why. Considering how he's won his other fights, it was not doing that. Considering Aspinall is a pro boxer, I don't know why he would fucking do that. But
I didn't pick Arlovsky, so good. So yeah, Aspinall cracks him with the right hand, almost, and then just swarms him against the fence, like almost finishes the fight with a flurry. But to Arlovsky's credit, he did clinch up. And at the end of the round, Arlovsky actually came forward with a flurry, and Aspinall got cracked with 2 good right hands. But because everyone's saying that now, oh, Aspinall, he got hit. He does keep his chin high up in the air. He really does. Like there's no denying that. But like, I thought it was actually a good sign. Like, look, I'm not saying Arlovsky is even close to the hardest hitting guy in heavyweight division, but he's not exactly pillow-fisted, man. Like, Andre Arlovsky has always been a glass cannon. His issue has always been his chin and his durability. But Arlovsky is not pillow-fisted, dude. So even in his old age, power's the last thing to go. I actually think it wasn't a bad sign that, and he's always had decent boxing. That's always been like Arlovsky's thing, is like he's had the hands. So I thought it was good, actually, that he took a couple shots from Arlovsky. He ate them without issue. He was just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Like, he's kind of like, I got hit, fuck. But, he got hit, ate him, the round ends. Now, second round, Aspinall is like, okay, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. Blast double, immediate back take, and instant rear naked choke. Like, put that one fucking hook in, and just like Arlovsky just fucking gave it to him. Just zoop, just there you go. And it was hilarious. The actual like finish, like Arlovsky, like, some people, like, you'll see him, and this would probably be like me. If even in Brazil, I haven't taken enough jiu-jitsu classes to really get tapped like that, but like, I could just see this, like, me being one of the people, like, panic taps, just like tap like 1,000 times, like, oh shit. But fucking Arlovsky just gave like one single, like, angry, pissed off tap, like, fuck. Like, he was just like, bam, he just like smacked Aspinall on his like arm or something, and just like, god damn it. It was just one single like livid like tap, dude. I thought it was pretty funny. But yeah, Aspinall gets the job done. Telling you, man, we're gonna talk about this too. We're gonna talk about this when I get through these picks. Is heavyweight, man. Don't look now, boys, but heavyweight is not the division that it was a year or two ago. Just saying, don't look now, but heavyweight is changing a little bit. Just a little bit. We're gonna talk about it. But yeah, Tom Aspinall gets the job done. Tight. I know, dude. I know. I was like, fuck, man. Like, damn it. Oh, yeah. When he fucking hit that blast double, just boom, just fucking right on his ass. Like, yo, yeah. I was surprised, though, how quickly, like, Arlovsky just gave that shit up. Just like, they mentioned it on, shout out to Weighing In, man. I think Weighing In is the best MMA podcast there is. But they were talking about it Weighing It In, like, and doing a lot better detail than I could ever give. But it's even a fucking layman like me can fucking see that shit. Like, as far as like ground shit goes, like, fucking both hands on the mat, chin up, like, here's my neck, here's my back, take it. Like just put the hooks in and rear naked choke me. It was almost like one of those, like, when you're in like a grappling thing and you like go out of bounds or something, they have to like restart the guys. Kind of like that. That's what kind of was like. But it was like, here you go. Got him. Yeah. Yeah, like a hit. Yeet. I'm assuming that's what Jimmy's talking about. Right? Like, he wasn't really mad. He was like, this is it. Here you go. Oh, man, you got me. Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. That's a good call. Dude, I fucking love cashews, man. Do y'all like cashews? Y'all fuck with cashews at all? Fucking love them. They're my favorite, like of the like the edible fucking like, you know, like walnuts or peanuts or anything like that. Now, more crow. I could not avoid the crow. Say, hey man, I just got to win. Cool, I'll start to build a little momentum. Fuck no, you won't, motherfucker. Here's a little more crow. Right down your fucking gullet. Phil Haas defeats Nasruddin Imavov by decision. Now, I got some shit to say about this fight, dude, because a couple of things. One, watching it live, I scored it for Haas. I gave the first and the second round to Haas, and I gave the last one to Imavov. That was just watching it live. And that's, keep in mind, that's listening to commentary, all that shit. Watched it yesterday, scored it. I had a 2-1 Imavov, man. It all came down to the second round, really. Pretty clear that Haas won the first round. He actually outstruck Imavov a little bit, hit him with some good, powerful punches. I think it was like a left hook or something he hit him with. Anyway, but it was pretty clear that he won the first round. You can't really make a strong argument that Haas didn't win the first round. The second round was close, man. And the reason that I scored it for Imavov the second time was, to me, the most significant moment of the whole fucking round was he hurt Phil Haas. He hit him with a left hook and he wobbled him. He was kind of a little shaky. And that to me was the most significant moment of the round. Haas had to panic wrestle. He eventually did get a takedown. But kind of like I was mentioning before, man, with the with Spivak and with Casey O'Neill, when they got on top, they fucking smashed. And Haas didn't do shit when he got on top. Haas fucking laid there. He laid and threw for such a big dude. Phil Haas is a fucking huge guy. He's a huge middleweight. Size-wise, as Mac would say, mass-wise. But his ground and pound is so fucking weak and feckless. For a guy that big, it's so weak, man. He's such a strong wrestler. He's so big. His strikes on the feet are so powerful. Why don't you translate that into your fucking ground and pound? I don't get it, man. But anyway, yeah, you can make a case that Imavov won the second round. It's not a strong case. And actually, what I think the most fair thing with this fight would be is a draw. Because you cannot, just like you can't make a case that Phil Haas didn't win the first round, you cannot make a case that Imavov did not win the third. And you can actually make a case that Imavov got a 10-8. I don't personally think it was a 10-8. I scored it a 10-9 for Imavov. But I also scored the second round for Imavov. Slightly. It was a close round. You could also make that a draw round. I could see that round being a draw. Because Phil Haas did have all the control time. But this is why I said, I love Big John McCarthy. And Josh Thompson, he's grown on me, but I did not used to like Thompson. But they're a good duo, man. They're good foils of each other. And I was listening to the latest weighing in, and they were talking about this fight, and they both had it for Imavov too. So that's Josh. So don't take it from me. This is from Josh Thompson, former fighter, the only guy to knock out Nate Diaz, and Big John McCarthy. This is what I'm saying right now is coming. This is what they said. They both had it for Imavov too, and this was their reasoning, and I agree with it. When Phil Haas got the takedowns and he was on top, that's a position. But what Big John was saying is it's not just having the position. What do you do with the position? Are you trying to finish the fight? Trying to finish the fight is something that the judges are instructed to take into account. Which fighter is making the effort to end the fight? It's Ultimate Fighting Championships. It's not Ultimate Wrestling Championships. It's not Ultimate Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Championships. It's not Ultimate Karate Point Fighter Championships. It is Ultimate Fighting Championships. It's not just the position. What are you doing with the position? Are you trying to fucking end the fight? Phil Haas was not trying to end the fight. He was trying to fucking lay on Nasruddin Imavov after he got hurt and he panic wrestled. So who did the most damage? I always say this. I always preach this. Damage matters most. It's not from me, man. It's coming from dudes like Big John McCarthy. The dude helped write the fucking rules for judging and scoring criteria, man. Who's trying to end the fight? Who's doing the most damage? I'll give you another example coming up here, but this was a prime one. Imavov did the most damage in round 2. So I edged it to Imavov. But you know what? I'm not a fucking judge. So it doesn't really matter what I fucking say. Phil Haas got the nod, and I have to eat the crow. I was wrong. I will give credit where it's due. Phil Haas has improved with his striking, but he's still, for the most part, just a lay and pray wrestler, man. I don't like that style, man. It's so lame. It's so fucking like, you're huge. You have all this, like, these physical gifts, this natural, like, physical ability, but you don't translate into your ground and pound. You weren't really that effective with your striking other than the very beginning of the fight. So, like, and you just, when you did, the only thing you did was push the guy against the fence and then lay on him. Weakest ground and pound I've ever seen from a guy that big. It's just crazy. And Imavov was trying to get him out of there. Now, Imavov made some mistakes. As another thing that the dudes on Weigh-In pointed out, like, he fucking crowded his own work. As Boss Rudin, they said, Boss Rudin used to say, they crushed their own distance. Why would you crush the distance? Why would you crowd your own work? So I agree with that. Like, dude, give yourself a little space and then pot shot them. That's the best time. Like, when someone's hurt, that's the best time to pot shot them. You don't try and pot shot someone that's like fresh and like completely with it, or they'll just like counter you right back. You pot shot someone. You take your time, pot shot someone when they're hurt. Pick the openings because they can't defend it as well. Anyways, that's just my 2 cents on that. But yeah, man, I mean, it was a close fight. I think honestly, the just thing to do would have been give it a draw or to Imavov. Like, looking back at it, saying Phil Haas won the fight and trying to you can't really make a strong case for it. Like, you can say, oh yeah, he got the better of the takedowns and the positions. It's like, okay, well, be consistent with that. Be consistent with that across the board, because it's not really supposed to be scored that way. It's supposed to be who's doing the most damage, who's trying to end the fight, and then if you can't determine that, then you start going down the list like, okay, who had the most control, who had the the octagon control, so on and so forth. But yeah, just having the position, and Big John had to correct Josh on this, is like, and I'm going to give you an example in this another fight coming up here. But like, dude, what are you doing with it? Are you trying to end the fight? You're a fucking fighter. Are you trying to fight? Are you trying to wrestle? Are you trying to lay and pray? Are you trying to wrestle fuck? Are you trying to like push someone against the fence? Anyway, crow there for me. More crow. Eating it right now. Actually, just cashews taste a lot better than the crow, but I'm mixing it in. It's like a crow trail mix. Yeah, sure is. Mixing the crow in with the cashews. And it ain't that bad. But I have a little reprieve, boys, because like Tom Aspinall, I also called this one. Chris Daukaus smokes Alexei Oleinik in the first round. Minute 55, exactly, to be exact. Daukaus looked great, dude. I thought Aspinall and Daukaus looked really, really fucking good. Sorry, boys. The old lady just brought me fucking dinner. I was sitting here snacking. She was like, just eat something. So, yeah, she brought me dinner. But I apologize for eating on stream. I know it's rude as fuck. What can I say, man? I'm a skeevy stoner. I don't mean to make stoners look bad or anything, but just, yeah, sorry. I'm fucking eating. I'm hungry. What was I going to say? Yeah, so like Aspinall, Daukaus looked great, man. I knew he was going to be better on the feet, but when Alexei went to grapple, he didn't panic. He did not panic in the grappling exchanges. Not only did he show good takedown defense, but he showed good submission defense. He didn't panic when Alexei went for the heel hook. He just kind of turned around and just back-fisted him. And when Alexei got back to the feet, he hurt him with the right hand, and he was patient with the finish, dude. He was patient with the finish. He didn't like run into him. He just started throwing like looping left hooks and straight right hands, like at about it looked like about 70%, and landed about four. So I counted. He hurt because I wanted to see, like, was this a late stoppage? But what happened was he hurt Alexei with the right hand, and he landed about 40 unanswered strikes, mostly punches. There were a couple knees, but one of the last right hands that he landed snapped Alexei Oleinik's head back, and then Herb jumped in. So all in all, I think it was a good stoppage. You maybe could have stopped it a little earlier, but it definitely was not too bad of a stoppage, because do not call that don't call that an early stoppage, because Alexei Oleinik was fucked. Like, he tried to like walk and literally just like stumbled along the side of the cage, like literally like the cage was keeping him up, pretty much. He was fucked up. So yeah, good stoppage by Herb. I gotta admit, man, like, Herb was good tonight. I don't have any complaints really about Herb Dean tonight. A lot of people were giving him shit for the Lewis and Blaydes stoppage. I'm gonna speak on that too, but yeah, I did not really have any problems with what Herb Dean did tonight. Herb was fine tonight. Some other refs, on the other hand, not so much, but Herb was fine tonight to me. And I'm a vocal critic of his, so yeah, I'll give credit where it's due as well. Herb was good tonight. He did a good job. Yeah, we got more Crow. What do you know? More Crow for me. Derek Minner dominates Charles Rosa for the most part. Scores were 30-27, 30-26, and 29-28. Derek Minner looked great, man. He showed really good grappling against a black belt in Charles Rosa. Multiple arm triangle attempts. If it wasn't against a black belt like Rosa, they would have gotten fucking arm triangle for sure. But yeah, good grappling, good jiu-jitsu. Beautiful transitioning from back take to full mount to arm triangle. And credit to Charles Rosa for defending him. But yeah, he went from like taking Charles Rosa's back, nope, I'm full mount, nope, arm triangle, like boom, 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 just like that. Also, looked good on the feet too. Dropped Charles Rosa in the second round. Boom. It was a fucking overhand right hook, left hook. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, I got to give Charles Rosa credit for his submission defense. I will give Derek Minner credit for his submission defense as well, because he fought off several legit submission attempts from Charles Rosa, who, like I said, is a black belt, mind you. Fought off a heel hook, fought off a triangle, fought off an armbar. like I said, all from a legit black belt in Charles Rosa. So I got to give Minner credit for that as well. I thought Rosa might get him, but yeah, Minner's good, man. He's the real deal. He's a legit prospect. Yeah, in the third round, he hurt Charles Rosa again, and Rosa panic wrestled basically. Like he cracked him with the right hand, and then he panic wrestled into a guillotine. But Minner stayed on top, showed great top pressure, and once again, I must eat the crow. Now, this is another example. And just like I said with the Imavov fight, this is why the person that won this fight did. Because a lot of people were crying robbery on this one. And on weighing in, Josh Thompson thought that this person won. Or that one of these people won, and they didn't. Yana Kunitskaya defeats Ketlin Vieira by, I think it was unanimous decision, right? So this is what happened. First round, very clear that Ketlin Vieira won it. Very clear. She got 2 takedowns. She got way more control time. Second round was all Yana Kunitskaya. She not only did better with like landing the knee, she landed those knees to the body all fight, but Ketlin tried to like a trip takedown, and Yana hit her with the reverse and ended up on top. And like I mentioned earlier, man, when Yana got on top, Ketlin got on top and didn't do shit. When Yana got on top, she had nice control, and she started laying the fucking lumber, dude, with that ground and pound. Now, this is where all the controversy comes from. Because I don't see how anyone in their fucking right mind could have it anything but 1-1 going into the third round. The commentary said as much. Like, even both, like, Thompson and Big John disagree a lot, but even they were in agreement, like, yeah, it was 1-1 going into the third round. And it ultimately came down to the third round. And this is why I ultimately think that it was a just decision. And I think that Imavov probably should have won the fight for the same reason. The third round was close. It's another instance where I would not have been upset with a draw. 1-1, third round's a draw, fight's a draw. And yeah, it was close, but here's what happened. Ketlin Vieira got a takedown. A lot of control time. I think she even had her back. But she didn't fucking do a thing with it. She didn't do shit with it. She's like, no, I got your back. And just wanted to lay there. Do the jiu-jitsu point shit. But what happened was, and look, in fairness, if it had ended like that, if it had been just like Yana fighting off submissions, like fighting off rear naked chokes and stuff for the whole rest of the round, Ketlin would have won that fight. But what happened was, Yana ended up on top. And with about 15 fucking seconds left, Yana gets on top and smashed Ketlin Vieira's fucking face in. She got on top and landed about 3 nasty fucking elbows, laid Ketlin Vieira the fuck open, did the most damage, and stole that round. That's what happened. That's what happened to me. I scored 2 and 3 for Yana Kunitskaya. I kind of think, like, how else could you have it any other way than that? Like, you either gave the third round, it was 1 apiece, and you either gave the third round to Ketlin or Yana. It was a close fight, but Yana did the most damage. The damage matters most, and Big John McCarthy, like I said, this is Big John McCarthy saying this. It's not just the position, because Josh was saying, like, she did the work to get to that position. And from that position, you can do X, Y, and Z. But she didn't do X, Y, and Z. And that's what Big John said. She didn't do X, Y, and Z. Yana got to a top position and with 15 seconds left, did more damage than and was closer to finishing the fight than 4 minutes of what Ketlin was doing. 4 minutes, like, she did more in 15 seconds than Ketlin did in 4 minutes and 45 seconds. That shows that you have more desire to finish the fight. It shows that you are the aggressor, and that's what stole her the fight, man. If she hadn't busted her open, and dude, look, they had to treat a nasty hematoma on her forehead. So she cut her open with one of those elbows. She fucking gave her a little mini fucking JJ, like Joanna Jędrzejczyk, little hematoma, and she stole that round because she fucked her up. It's a fight, dude. It ain't no fucking point grappling competition, man. Just like people try and get criticized like point fighters, like, oh, you're just point fighting. Oh, you're just doing karate point fighting shit. Yeah, fine. Fair enough. But that's the equivalent on the ground. Or a wrestler that's just pushing a motherfucker up against the fence. Nikki, what's up? But yeah, like, I actually could have seen, I wouldn't have been mad if Ketlin won it. I'll put it like that. I wouldn't have been mad. I could see why she would have won it, but I'm not mad that Yana Kunitskaya won it. And yeah, maybe I'm a little biased because I picked her, but like, that's why. She fucked her up with 15 seconds left. Why else would they give it to her? If she hadn't done that, if she'd stayed on the bottom, but like, Helen didn't do shit. She played herself. If she had been more aggressive, not only Yana, but if Kellen had been more aggressive with the submission attempts, even if Yana had done that, she might have won the round just for trying to finish the fight. But she didn't, man. She just fucking laid there on her back. Had Yana in a bad position and didn't do a fucking thing for like 4.5 minutes. And then Yana got up and fucked her ass up. I mean, what can you say? But anyway, that was that fight. Now, I think, yeah, boys, I think we're almost through this thing. Well, we got to the main event here. Definitely have some thoughts on this fight. Quite a few, but let me go ahead and just say I was on Curtis Blaydes. I definitely have to eat crow here. And this is the worst kind of crow to eat. Just unconscious knockout crow. But I'm going to chew it down. I'm going to choke this shit down. Reluctantly. But got to do it. Now, this fight was so fucking frustrating, man, because Curtis Blaydes winning this fight. I'm not quite ready, boys. I'm not quite ready. I have my little din-din. I have my little supper, as some like to say. It's so funny to me, man. Well, not funny, but just interesting. Like, you know, I always knew it as breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But in some places, what's up, Smiths? I see you, bro. No worries, man. Good to see you. Glad to see you in the building. I always knew it as breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But some people, and I think it's a Midwest thing. It's a Midwest thing. They ain't got a clue. But what is it? Is it lunch, dinner, and then supper? Is that what it is? Or is it breakfast, dinner, and supper? It's one of those. It's like
I always knew breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but they say like fucking lunch, dinner, and supper, like or like breakfast, dinner, and some weird shit like that. Anyone in the Midwest, can you confirm or deny that? But yeah, that was my little fucking supper or whatever the fuck. And now it's time for an after dinner mint, boys. An after supplement. I'll tell you what. I like this Paris OG. I like it a lot. Now, Curtis Blaydes versus Derek Lewis. Round 1. Curtis Blaydes was outstriking Derek Lewis. He outstruck him in the first round. He won the first round. He was moving his head well. He was slipping and ducking punches well when they would exchange in the pocket. He countered well. He hurt Derek Lewis. He hurt him with a right cross. He backed him up a couple times. He backed him up and hit him with a flurry. Then he hurt him like 2 or 3 times in the first round. One time he hit him with a right hand. Then he hit him with a flying knee and an elbow. Like, he was doing great, man. Curtis Blaydes was doing awesome in the first round. The second round, he was winning the second round. He's doing good. But then, oh, the baby. Now you fudged the bucket and told me too many words to know. Because this is what happened. All right, this is what happened. 11 people in the building, shout out to y'all. This is what happened. Curtis Blaydes decides to go for the most telegraphed takedown in human fighting history. And what it did was it gave Derek Lewis the time to call Joe Biden and get authorized for the use of nuclear force. And Biden said, you know what? And you know, Joe Biden loves to drop bombs on people. So he said, Derek Lewis was a bad dude. And you got to realize, you know the thing. Come on, man. Of course I want you to drop a nuclear punch. And boys, with that presidential authorization, Derek Lewis delivered the payload. A fully corked Black Beast uppercut. And he was out before he hit the canvas. But, like, let me just say one thing. And everyone was shitting on Herb Dean for this. Dude, Herb Dean, like, sprinted across the octagon. What Herb had done was they were moving where they ended up, where the fight ended was where Herb was standing like 2 seconds before that. So they moved into the spot where Herb was standing. He saw they were about to go that way. So he circled to the outside. And so he was pretty much on the other side of the octagon from them. Like, so and also Blaydes' back was, when he got hit, when he went for that fucking foolish carpentry of a takedown, his back was to Herb. So yeah, when he started to go down, Herb was like, oh shit. Like, it kind of looked, if you go back and watch Herb Dean in the Jermaine Durandamy Aspen Ladd fight, it was the same way. It was like, oh shit, like they just got knocked the fuck, like fuck. But this one was 10 times worse as far as the knockout. But like, come on, man. Like, Herb got there as quick as he could And he was like, stop, God damn, stop, you killed him. You killed that man. But yeah, Shadow Realm, Scroats hanging out with Draco Rodriguez. Scroats hanging out with James Vick. Magoat's hanging out with Overeem. Magoat's hanging out with, you just name it, man. You know the Shadow Realm. Those that like to frequent the Shadow Realm. And yeah, Curtis made about his third trip there. Now, I want to address this real quick, and then if people want to come in, I'll open up the panel and we can start talking about this next fight card. But in closing, I just want to say this. That was really frustrating, man, because that was Curtis's fight to lose. And I see all these people, and, I don't want to take credit away from Derek Lewis. I want to eat crow. Lewis, good job, bro. You fed me crow. Like, you have ridiculous one-punch knockout power. Everyone knows this. Curtis Blaydes knows this. Like, that fucking dude. That was so fucking telegraphed, man. Everyone's like, oh, Derek Lewis, he's going to do this, that, and the third now. Derek Lewis is going to win the championship. No, he's not. No, he is not. Derek Lewis is a boomer bust knockout artist. Derek Lewis has ridiculous, almost godlike power in his hands, but his skill set is fucking trash. As a skilled fighter, Lewis is fucking trash. And he's the same Derek Lewis that he has always ever been. People are like, oh, Derek Lewis looked great in that fight. Derek Lewis he looked great on the scales. He looked great in the fight. No, he fucking didn't. That's the exact same Derek Lewis. Like, that is the exact same motherfucker that is in every fight. He's old, slow, low volume as fuck, throwing 4 strikes around. And if he doesn't land the big one, if you can strike it all on the feet and you're a heavyweight, you're going to fuck Derek Lewis up and probably knock him out. Because he's fucking chinny, man. I don't know if you guys realize this, but Derek Lewis has been knocked out 4 fucking times. And Curtis was well on his way to making it number 5. Dude, I'm telling you, if Curtis had just stayed on the feet, he was going to knock Derek Lewis out. Because Derek Lewis does the same. He's so predictable, man. But what Curtis Blaydes did was even more predictable than that. He just I'm telling you, he had time to make a phone call to Biden and get that fucking Warhawk to just, yeah, do it, man. Yeah, man, knock him out, man. Boom. And come on, dude. He wasn't going to if Curtis hadn't shot for that shit, he would have fucked Derek Lewis up, man. It's just come on. Derek Lewis, that's the same Derek Lewis. He's fucking 36. He's old. He's slow. He's chinny. He's fucking low cardio, low volume. The blueprint is out there to beat Derek Lewis. It's out there. Curtis Blaydes, why didn't you stick to the blueprint, dog? You were sticking to it. You had the game plan. Your striking's been getting better. You knocked out the dude that knocked out Derek Lewis. You knocked out Junior. His technical striking is way better than Lewis. You were on your way to knocking out Derek Lewis. Why? So what is it? This is where I want to get to, man. So that's it, man. I gotta eat the crow. Gotta give Lewis his credit. But goddamn, man, don't come here. Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining, man. Don't tell me that Derek Lewis is the next he ain't. Derek Lewis is just another knockout loss waiting to happen, man. You put him up against Gane or Rozenstruik, dude. Fuck, you even put him up against Aspinall or Dacus, he's probably gonna get knocked the fuck out, dude. Derek Lewis is skill set wise, he trash, bro. He got the power. He's like the Deontay Wilder of the UFC. He got the knockouts. He got the power, but he trash, bro. He trash. But that trash fed me crow. So what does that make me? Fuck. Fuck me, right? Nah, man, but yeah.
Congrats to Derek Lewis. Congrats to everyone that cashed on him. But yeah, don't tell me that Derek Lewis isn't going to be the next champion, because I'm not even believing you, bro. I'm not even straight up believing you, because I know exactly what Derek Lewis is. Derek Lewis is a dude that got knocked out by Matt Mitrione. He's a dude that got knocked out by Sean Jordan. He's a dude that got knocked out by Junior. He's a dude that, dude, Derek Lewis, he was getting fucked up by Volkov, and Volkov, Volkov did the same thing, man. Derek Lewis's biggest wins recently have been against guys when they fucked up. Volkov and Curtis Blaydes. They made horrific mistakes when they were well on their way to winning the fights. Volkov was like 15 seconds away from winning that fight. Curtis Blaydes was maybe like another round or two from knocking Derek Lewis out. But yeah, don't piss on my leg and tell me it's rain. Don't come around here telling me Derek Lewis is the next fucking heavyweight champion, because I will just laugh in your fucking face. But yeah, good job. He got the knockout. Curtis Blaydes. What were you thinking, bro? My God, what were you thinking? But yeah, that's my 2 cents on that one. That's my picks. I went 6-6. What can you do, man? Back to the drawing board. But yeah, real quick before I move on to next week, I want to ask you guys, there were a couple, pretty significant heavyweight fights. Like we had the Aspinall Arlovsky, and we had Dawkins and Oleinik. And then obviously the main event. So just want to talk about heavyweight for just a second. I mentioned it before, like heavyweight is getting younger, and I think overall it's getting better, with a couple exceptions. But it's definitely getting younger, man. You look at that division, top 15, it's not as old as it once was a year or two ago. So my first question is this. I'd like to ask you guys this. And you know what, Jack, are you interested in coming on the panel at all? Are you interested in boarding Slave One here? My dude, no pressure. Just asking. If not, I will just pose these questions to the chat. But if you would like to come in and give your thoughts on this, just let me know, or anybody else for that matter. Let me put the link down here. Let me put the beacon out, as I like to say. I like to just have a little fun with this shit right here. Copy. Is he though, Jimmy? Is he improved though? I think he's the same Derek Lewis. I think he's the same Derek Lewis he always was. I mean, if Blaydes hadn't been had a moment of retardation, and God, the thing was so telegraphed, man. He was fucking Derek Lewis up. He was gonna knock Derek Lewis out. Derek Lewis, like I said, Derek Lewis, he's Derek Lewis, man. Like Junior knocked him out, and Junior has been done for a while, dude. Like Junior is chinny as fuck, and Junior has kind of been done for a while, and he fucking knocked Derek Lewis out. So come on, man. Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. What am I doing here? No, he is not. I disagree with that, Jimmy. He's not extremely improved. He's not extreme. He's the same Derek Lewis. He sits there, he plods, he throws 4 fucking strikes around. He looked terrible on the feet against Blaydes. Which strikes did he land? Tell me that. Answer me that question. Which strikes did he land in this fight? The ones where Blaydes stupidly fucking shot in for takedowns. Stupidly as fuckly shot in for takedowns. That's the only time Derek landed. When they were just straight up boxing, when they were just like, you punch me, I punch you, Curtis was winning that all day. Curtis is the one that was much improved on the feet. Derek Lewis is still Derek Lewis. He throws 4, 5, or 6 strikes around. He's always had the power. He's always had the 2-punch boxing combos, but that's all he got, man. That overhand right, that fucking uppercut, that looping wild left hook. When has Derek Lewis not done that? What is Derek Lewis doing now that he wasn't doing before? Tell me. He lands the big one on people and puts them away. That's what Derek Lewis has done every single fucking time he wins a fight. He looks like shit every single time. He looks like dog shit. And then he fucking... And how often does he land them and really hurt people? Alexei Oleinik, man, come on, dude. Come on, man. Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining, guys. I'm not... you're more than welcome to be here, but don't... I'm not going to believe that. I'm not going to believe Derek. Come on, man. Y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead and put money on Derek Lewis in his next fight, and he will get knocked the fuck out. Because you beat Curtis Blaydes, you can't exactly just go down in competition a whole lot. So, yeah. He's another... Just wait. Just wait. Wait till Derek Lewis gets up there against a really good striker and gets mollywopped. Because he trashed, bro. He's the same fucking Derek Lewis that he's always been. He always has that power, but he is slow. Don't tell me he's fast. He's not fast, dude. He's deceptively fast for a big guy like that, but he's not quote unquote fast. Curtis Blaydes is faster than Derek Lewis. But look, he's old, he's slow, he's chinny, he's low volume, low cardio. But he has the equalizer. That's Derek Lewis. That's the same Derek Lewis has always been. Always. It's the same fucking Derek Lewis. I'm not saying he's trash. His skill set is trash, but he's successful because he has that power, man. He has that undeniable power. But what is he vastly improved in? What is he vastly improved in?
And Alexei is what, 47, 53, something like that? I'm talking about on the feet, boys. What has he improved on the feet? On the feet, I'll give you that. Not for heavyweight, but dude, he's not faster than he used to be. Look, Derek Lewis is not knocked out right now because Curtis Blaydes made a horrible mistake. Just understand that. The reason that we're having this conversation at all and that Derek Lewis is not knocked the fuck out is because Curtis Blaydes made a horrible mistake. Not because Derek Lewis is this, that, and the third. Derek Lewis has always been Derek Lewis. Always. Always has ridiculous power. Always has decent boxing. But he's not like, oh man, this is the new version of Derek Lewis. It's the same fucking Derek Lewis, dude. The same one. I'm giving him credit. I'm literally eating the crow, Jack's picks. I literally look, I was wrong. He won the fight. Okay, let's go over the resume. Okay, fine. I'm underrating him. Fuck yeah, I'm underrating him. Derek Lewis, his skill set is trash. 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 I'll give him credit, man. He's a great slugger. Dude is a great slugger, but he wins fights when people fuck up. And that's undeniable, man. Volkov was beating the shit out of him, and he fucked up and just stood there and left his chin up in the air when Derek Lewis was swinging for the fences. He fucked up. Curtis Blaydes made a horrible mistake. Shot for a takedown when he was beating the shit out of Lewis on the feet. Fucked up. Derek Lewis wins fights when guys fuck up. He's never going to be UFC champion. You can forget about that right now. Okay, now in Gane, we know that Ngannou fight. Come on, man. Come on, Jax. Don't you like neither one of them really threw shit. Derek Lewis didn't really throw that much. Derek Lewis was not impressed with that performance himself. So let's take the Ngannou fight out of there. That's not like, I know on paper that's a great one to put in the chat. It's a great one to put down on paper, but come on, Francis Ngannou, that's a scratch for both of them. Let's be real. That's basically a draw and a scratch for both of them. Honestly. Tybura is on a resurgence now because he's beating like, let me see. Let me pull this shit up real quick. So we're just having a little Derek Lewis debate here. Some people are in their feelings about Derek Lewis apparently, but we're gonna talk about it, man. Because I'm telling you guys, like, it's fine, man. You can put all the faith in the world you have in Derek Lewis and think that he's the real fucking deal, but Derek Lewis has been knocked out by Mark Hunt Jr., Matt Mitrione, and fucking Sean Jordan. So, yeah. This is who Derek Lewis is beating. And he doesn't knock out everybody, man. Blagoy Ivanov, split. Sketchy fight. Sketchy fight, dude. You can make a case that Ivanov won that fight. Ivanov. Alir Latifi. Decision to Alir Latifi. Cool story. Volkan smoked Alir Latifi. Don't know if you guys caught that one or not. Don't know if you guys caught the one where Volkan Ozdemir smiggity smoked Alir Latifi. Derek Lewis decision. Cool story with that one. Alexei Oleinik, 75-year-old man. And idiocy from Curtis Blaydes. So yeah, looks cool on paper. Nice wins. Cool. Like I said, Tybura, Chinny, Francis, nightmare, abomination of a fight. Volkov made an idiotic mistake. Blagoy Ivanov, sketchy win. Alir Latifi got knocked out by Volkan Ozdemir. Alexei Oleinik, 98 years old. Curtis Blaydes, idiocy. There you go. That's Derek Lewis. Smoke and mirrors. Go ahead, man. Bet him. Bet him in the next fight. Go ahead. I gave him his credit, man. But don't tell. This is what I'm saying, Smiths. Let me make this clear. Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. Don't tell what I'm. This is. I want to make this very clear. Lewis won that fight because Curtis Blaydes fucked up. He was getting the living fucking shit beaten out of him. You have to at least admit that. Derek Lewis did not win this fight because his fight IQ is through the roof. He has pretty fucking poor fight IQ, actually. Curtis Blaydes just had worse. Come on now. Don't tell me that. Don't fucking tell me that Derek Lewis, dude, I'm telling you, it was Curtis Blaydes fucking up. That's what happened. And yeah, call me a Lewis hater. I'll be that. I'll be that. He did. Okay, Smiths. Did or did not Volkov fuck up? You're telling me that Volkov and Blaydes didn't fuck up. You're telling me that Derek Lewis outsmarted his way to victory there. Exactly, Jimmy. And that's where I'm giving him credit. Derek Lewis has the equalizer. You guys missed the part where I ate crow and said I was wrong, and Derek Lewis knocked Curtis Blaydes the fuck out. But that was Curtis Blaydes fucking up. Thank you. So, yes, exactly. I was right. They fucked up. Of course he still has to land the shot. Of course he still has to land the shot. And I give him credit for that. He landed the shot. He got it. Crow for me. I was wrong. But look, if Curtis Blaydes doesn't do that, all of you, Smiths, Jacks, Jimmy, y'all know goddamn well that Derek Lewis was well on his way to getting knocked the fuck out. Y'all know that. Don't fucking piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. All right, Jack's backstage. I see you, Jack. I'm done with my rant, man. That's all I'm going to say. Jack's coming in the building. Here we go. I'm not saying that Derek Lewis is a trash fighter. I'm saying his skill set is trash. He has the one punch, and that's about it. All right, Jack's coming in. Can y'all hear me okay? Test, 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 test. Oh, for sure. For knockouts. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. All right, here he is coming in. The one, the only motherfucking Jack Attack MMA. What's up, Jackie boy?
Yo, what's good?
What's good, man? How you doing?
Not bad. Just listening to your Derek Lewis rant.
Yeah, to my Derek, my Derek Lewis hatred.
Yeah,
boiling
like
to the surface.
as I see both sides of the coin, I see like yours on the chats. Like I think he's definitely improved. Maybe not like tremendously in a lot of areas. I think that back surgery probably helped him a lot because he's kind of gone on a bit of a run since then. And yeah, Blagoy, he had a close fight with Blagoy, but most people do. And I think
actually
that
thought
a lot of people think there was like a lot of people thought the Blagoy won, and a lot of people think that Aaliyah won as well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I need to go back and rewatch that Alir Latifi fight, but it's like, man, Alir Latifi, like, dude, and I know Vulcan is my dude. Like, yeah, I mean, you know, we both had him over Drew, but yeah, we don't need to go back into that, but yeah, I mean, it's like, come on, man, if you're all that in a bag of chips, you should fucking just start fucking Latifi. Like, all right, hold on a second, but go ahead, man.
Like my thought is with it, like I definitely see what you mean. Like like in terms of like fundamental skill set, there's like probably if the rankings were based purely on that, he probably wouldn't even make it into the top 10 of the division. You know what I mean? But it's like that, like and like you're saying, like it was like Blaydes made a mistake, and he did because it was like a sloppy entry or whatever. But I think that might have been, was that the first takedown attempt of the fight?
I think the first time he got hit, I couldn't really tell if it was an actual takedown attempt, because you remember he hit him
in the first round. Yeah.
But I don't really know if that was like, you could consider that a true takedown attempt, or if he was just trying to like clinch up with him. I couldn't really tell.
Yeah, me either. I can't really remember, but the way I think about it is like, yeah, it was a mistake for him to shoot in that sloppy and get destroyed with an uppercut. But the flip side to that is that was like, it's not like that was his B game. Like wrestling, like isn't always will be Curtis's A game. So like he waited a whole round trying to set up a takedown. The minute he fucking shot for it, he got like starched unconscious, which is just insane.
Okay, Jack. See, you just won me over with that. Okay. You know, it took Jack speaking some sense to me. I will give him some credit for timing.
Yeah, and it's like you nailed it as well. You said it like before when you were talking about it. It's like the great equalizer. It's like these people come in like Volkov, who like on paper should absolutely destroy Derek Lewis, but it literally takes like and it's heavyweight as well. So like the epitome of like getting caught, and like it only takes one, and no fight is perfect as well. So people are always constantly making mistakes out there, and he's the guy that capitalizes on people's mistakes better than anybody.
Yeah, that's a really good point. He does, man. He really does. Like you said, like just he found the opening. Like it was such a like, and that's the thing. That's where I'm kind of just like, man, what? Like, I'm not moving off of the square. Derek Lewis, to me, will get knocked the fuck out in his next big fight, especially if it's against a big fight. Like, I think if him and Francis fight again, Francis will clean his fucking clock. But I honestly, like, to me, Lewis, like, that's what I'm saying. He's been that guy for years. He was the exact same way in the Volkov fight in a different way. Like he was waited, found his opportunities, and yeah, okay, I'll give him credit. When he sees his opportunities, he pounces on them like no other. So credit to Lewis. Got to eat the crow there. But like I just look back at this like Volkov, Blaydes, what the fuck were y'all thinking, man? God damn. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a wacky sport, and I agree with Jimmy as well that also like if you're in Lewis's position, you probably like the whole time you're expecting a takedown. So if you're like constantly 100% focused on, oh shit, this dude's got like he's coming to wrestle, there's no doubt, and then he starts like throwing strikes and shit, you aren't gonna be like quite as prepared for that. So maybe that had something to do with it, but I definitely, if Curtis Blaydes had actually gone into that fight with just a pure, I'm not even going to wrestle, I'm just going to like pick him apart at range, he probably would have like decisively beat him. But that isn't like in Curtis Blaydes' nature to fight like that. He had to go for the takedown.
Yeah, I agree. Like Blaydes is just like a wrestler to a fault. Like he couldn't like get away from that instinct to just shoot for the takedown. Like when he's clearly winning the stand up. Like I was like, man, this is kind of like how I see it playing out. Like okay, like the MMA math is gonna work this time. Like he like Junior took care of and I wasn't using that, but it was like, oh, it's kind of playing out like that. Like yeah, Blaydes really has improved in his stand up. Like fuck, man, he can knock out Junior. Yeah, he can definitely knock out Lewis. And he was fucking him up. Like, he hurt him like a couple times. And like, oh man, if he just keeps striking. But no, he had to go back to the wrestling. And Lewis, yeah, you can't fuck around with him, man. So, well, let me ask you, Jack. Now that we've we're just into it now with this fight. First of all, let me ask you: do you think that was Curtis Blaydes? Do you think it was like a fight IQ thing, or do you think it was like what is it, a lapse in judgment, or is he overrated, or like what do you make of that?
Well, I said I picked Blaydes to win. I thought he would get the TKO in the later rounds. But I've been humming the tune over a while that like I don't think Curtis Blaydes is going to be a UFC champion because you've got Gane there at the top who was already beaten twice. I don't see that going differently a third time. You've got Stipe here, you know what I mean? And now he's just been knocked out by Derek Lewis as well. So like that definitely didn't make me think. Like it definitely didn't like improve my expectations of like him getting to a belt or anything. So it's really kind of weird to think of like where Blaydes goes from here now. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up going to Bellator, honestly.
Dude, it's funny you say that because I wasn't thinking of that, but as soon as you said it, like, man, that just sounds like perfect.
Like I kind of
champion over there.
I can't remember whose chat I put it in yesterday, but I wrote in somebody's chat saying Bellator, Curtis Blaydes, Bellator heavyweight champion has a nice ring to it.
Fuck yes, dude. Who's gonna stop him for a Bellator?
Oh man. Fuck. Well, shit. Well, Jack, let's fucking just talk about the state of heavyweight in general right now. I wrote down a couple notes. Let me
It was a good night for it. 4 bouts.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I had mentioned it a little bit earlier, like it's just getting like a little bit younger, kind of like right in front of our eyes. But yeah, these guys like what do you think of these guys like Aspinall and Dawkins, and even to an extent like Spivak, Romanov, even Bozer and Sakai? I know they're coming off losses, but what are you kind of thinking of this newer class of heavyweight?
I think it's good to see fresh blood and younger guys in there because obviously it's starting to get to the point now as well where it's like you see, like first of all, like Aspinall looked really good and my biggest concern was the majority of his wins came. I think all of his wins came within like fucking 2 minutes of the fight or something like that. So I was really concerned about if it went late. If Arlovski could use the veteran savvy to pull it out. I think it could have and maybe should have been stopped in the first round. I think that Arlovski pretty much won it out when he was like up against the fence and Aspinall was wailing on him.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Smith let it go, so Arlovski survived a little bit longer, and I lost my fucking round one prop bet. But yeah, just waited in the second round, timed that fucking blast double. He got on top of him so fast, and once he wrapped it up, like Arlovski had nothing for him. It was just like that was that. It was a wrap. But so it's like it's a double-edged sword. It's like I was really impressed with Aspinall, but at the same time, it's like Arlovski. I have tremendous respect for Arlovski being a former UFC heavyweight champion and being in there for as long as he has been and giving so many people so much entertainment over the years. But at the same time, there comes a point of diminishing returns.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that dude was a champion in what, like 2004? Like,
yeah.
He should literally be like asking his financial advisor why he's even still fighting. Like that dude should be set for life already. This is ridiculous.
Right, exactly, dude. Like, and I hope they kind of like politely just like usher like Arlovski and Olenek just like, okay, guys, like what are we doing here? Like what's
either that or make them fight each other because that makes
good call.
That somewhat makes sense. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like stop feeding JDS and Arlovski and Olenek to all these like way younger, more athletic, more powerful guys on the rise. It's hard to watch.
Right? They're like,
hey Sonny, let's see how bad you can fucking crush this JDS motherfucker. Let's see how bad you can destroy Alexei Olenek. Prove yourself before me. Like some Shao Kahn shit.
Like I was really impressed with Spivak, but again, like when I seen Jared Vanderaa fight on the Contender Series, I said then and there, without any type of opponent in mind, I was like, once they give him the contract, I was like, I cannot wait to fade that guy. And then they matched him with Spivak, and I was like, obviously I'm fading this guy, like no doubt, yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, it is a fucking like literally just a can. A botulized can of fucking like tomatoes.
I can't believe it. Like
tomatoes.
My only concern leading into it, like going into the week, I kept thinking to myself, well, Vandeera's like a little bit bigger than him, so maybe you could like use his size and bully him. But then I seen them at the weigh-ins, and I was like, wait a second, like how have they got Vanderaa listed as the bigger guy? Like what's going on here?
Dude, I know everyone was saying that. Like what up with that? What up with that? Like. How do they get this? It's so funny. Like I'll pull up Google and it'll say something about someone's like height and stuff and like weight, and then I'll go to like another like Tapology or something. It'll be completely fucking different, man. I just never know what to think of this shit. What up with that? What was I going to look at here? UFC rankings. But yeah. So okay, the other thing I wanted to ask you was so. We had two impressive victories by Aspinall and Dawkins. What do you? Because I've heard some people say like, "Oh, they should fight each other," and I would love to see that. I just don't know. Like, do you want to kill off one of those prospects' momentum just yet, or is it just grinder time, or what do you kind of think is going to happen, and what would you like to see happen?
Well, I haven't looked at the ranking update on the official website yet, but I know that Olenek was ranked 10th, so no doubt Dawkins will be moved up to 10th. He said, I haven't watched it, but I've seen like the headline of the post-fight interview, and he said like he doesn't want anything but like forward movement after that. So he'll probably be fighting somebody in the top 10 next if he can. They asked Aspinall about it in his pre-fight interview, just about Dawkins and like all the other heavyweights on the card, and he even said he was like, me and Dawkins will probably, meet somewhere down the line. And I think that'll be the case. I don't think that the UFC are going to make that right now because, like you said, it's just needlessly killing off a prospect and destroying one of the guys' momentum. I think they'll wait until they're like both like in the top 10, top 5 before they make that matchup.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know, but it's like they're on a good trajectory. But I thought Dawkins was saying all the right things, man, because he's like, look, I want to be active. I want to fight at least, I want to fight 2 more times this year, maybe even 3. But he said, then I want to, he was realistic about the fact that, look, I'm probably not going to be fighting for the belt the next fight or maybe the next 2 fights or so. But he's like, I knock a couple more of these motherfuckers out. And yeah, I could be in line for a title shot. So I like where his head's at. He's not like immediately like, they kind of like pushed him to like call out somebody, some big name, but I think he's like realistically in his head, like, okay, I need to win like 2 or 3 more and then be in like either a title eliminator or actually get a title shot to me.
Yeah, I like that.
But
yeah,
so who do you think? Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, who do you think, like between those two, who do you think is more likely or has more potential to become UFC champion at this point?
Oh, that's really hard to say based upon who they've fought. Like,
or do any of them? Do either of them?
Aspinall's 3 wins so far: Collier, Bordeaux, Arlovsky, and then Dawkins' wins: Porter, Nashmento, was it? Yeah, Pork and Nashmento, and Olenek. Between those 3 sets of opponent, I think that Dawkins has fought the tougher guys. Honestly, maybe I'm off with that, but I think that he's had maybe the tougher road thus far. And he'll probably be ranked 10th, so it'll be reflected in the rankings. So I think that Aspinall needs to fight somebody who we know is like tough and durable for 3 rounds. I think that's like the next test for Aspinall, because that was like the longest he's been in a fight whilst getting a win. I think that was like, a couple of minutes into the second round. So like he's never won a decision professionally. He's like 10-2, all finishes. So I think we need to see him tested by a guy who I think Ivanov's mashed up with Tybura. Like either one of those dudes, like Tybura has great cardio and he'll test his grappling, and Ivanov is durable as fuck on the feet. So he like probably won't get like starched in a minute. So like I think those will be good.
Fuck yeah, I agree. Like I said, I like that he was able to eat the shots from Arlovsky, but yeah, I'd like to see him be able to do that from a guy that's a little bit like younger and faster. And but yeah, I like it's tough to say. I think Dawkins might be more ready right now. But I think that Dawkins is maybe a little bit more prone to getting knocked out than Aspinall. Like I think Dawkins has been stopped before. So I wonder about once he gets like he can take care of these like guys that are, these like fringe top 15 guys or these new prospects and these old, guys on their way out. But yeah, just kind of like Aspinall, I'd like to see him, up against someone that's tough and will hit him back with some real fight-ending power, and see how he takes that. And likewise with Tom. But I think I like the trajectory they're both on. They both prove that they can, they're at a certain. I think with those 2 wins, they're at a certain floor now. Like, okay, they're at least this good, and they can have potential to be like, maybe champion or top 5 or something.
Yeah, I think they're starting to get like towards the top 15, top 10 range. So the next fight is going to be like pivotal for both of them to like see how they're going to stack up and match up going forward. Spivak's right there too, honestly, because I think he was like at one point either ranked or like just on the fringes of being ranked, and then he dropped a loss to Tybura, who is like on a roll now himself. So yeah, I think all 3 of those guys are like verge of the rankings type of thing.
Fuck yeah, dude. I totally agree. And I even think, man, like I know Bozer kind of had a setback against Orlovsky, but I think he could maybe, if he goes back to the drawing board, he could have a chance to be in some interesting fights. And same with Sakai. Like Sakai's pretty young. But let me look at quick and well, fuck it. Why don't we switch gears right quick and look ahead, you know what I'm saying? Look into the future a little bit. To this next fight card. What are your kind of general thoughts on this next card here, this UFC Bake 20?
I've had a little glance over it, and I feel like I've got most of my picks solidified, and then there's a couple of spots that I'm kind of iffy on. Yeah.
Dude, I'm the
I
same way.
haven't.
I have like most of my picks already made.
Yeah, I haven't even
Like, I know who
I
I'm
haven't
picking.
taped. I haven't taped yet, but I've just looked at the matchups and I'm familiar with all the fighters, and I'm pretty sure I know which side I'm on for a lot of them.
Dude, I'm the same fucking way. It's like I don't really need to tape these a lot. Like win or lose, I know exactly who I'm picking in that one. I know exactly who I'm picking in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially a couple of them, dude. Like, oh man. But yeah, it's
one of
dude.
the
There's some
ones
good
one of the
fights,
ones I'm
man.
really
Go ahead.
struggling with is Hernandez and Moises.
I got a weird feeling about this one. I'm gonna go and tell you right now. I'm picking Thiago Moises, but I got a weird feeling that Hernandez could maybe like Beneil Dariush him. You know what I'm saying? Like what he did to Beneil Dariush. Like Moises is the way better fighter, but Hernandez just kind of like catches him or something. I don't know. I'm picking Thiago Moises in that one though.
Yeah, I'm really having trouble with it because I checked earlier. I know that Moises is the dog, but I don't know. Like I don't really know where Hernandez is at based upon beating Chris Gruetzemacher. You know what I mean?
Dude, fuck yeah! It's like how can you like glean anything from that? Like,
And with Thiago Moises, he's coming off of a win over Bobby Green, but I legitimately feel like he didn't even win that fight.
right, dude.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, man, I don't know. Like, that's a tough one. So the Randy Brown fight is off, right? That shit didn't one of them pull out.
Supposedly, yeah, I think Randy Brown got COVID or something, or his corner.
Dude, what do you think about this William Knight Alonzo Minifield fight? What are your early thoughts on that shit?
It's a weird one. I think that they both have similarities in a sense, but I think William Knight's the stronger, like grappler wrestler of the two. I think durability, they're probably both. I would say they're both similar, but like Alonso is coming off of a KO loss. I think the Knight has the cardio edge as well. So right now, I'm probably leaning Knight.
Yeah, I agree with that assessment as well. Yeah, I think William Knight is definitely the better grappler. On the feet, it's close. They both have a lot of power. I think Minifield, I would obviously give him the experience edge, but yeah, I'd say durability. I don't know, it's close. I'd probably give the slight edge in durability to Knight, but Minifield has a lot of power. That'll be a fun one, man. I think that's going to be like a really entertaining fight. I'm leaning Knight myself, but not counting Minifield out in that at all. That will not be one of my more confident picks if I do end up sticking with William.
Yeah. On a side tangent off this week's card, back to last week's. Whose performance impressed you the most on the whole card?
Let me look back through that real quick. Well, I did say that Lewis always has a chance for the knockout. So while the result was like crazy, like how bad he knocked him out, him knocking him out, I wasn't like, oh my God, Derek Lewis knocked someone out. So I would say most impressive, dude, honestly,
I will either say Derek Minner or maybe tie between Dawkins and Espinal. I would say that. But Minner, I was really impressed with, considering how good of a grappler Charles Rosa is, how much Minner dominated him. And yeah, you look good on the feet too. So yeah, that's my vote.
Yeah, that's my vote too. And it isn't necessarily how much he dominated him, it's the fact that he managed to put on that pace and pressure over the course of 15 minutes without like going too hard and gassing himself out. Because I picked Minute to win, but I expected him to get the submission in the first round, and he came close, but he never got it. And then I was like sketched out for the rest of the fight, thinking that he could like tire out, but he just maintained the whole fight pretty much. He did slow down a little, but he definitely seems to have improved his cardio. So I think his performance was probably like the most improved on the card.
Fuck yeah, dude. And like I did see a couple times, like yeah, he was like sucking wind a little bit, but against Rosa, yeah, that was impressive to me, man. Yeah, I definitely like stood up and cheered for that one a little bit. Like, damn, like yeah, that was good shit from Minner, man. He looked good on the feet too. So I like that, man. That was good shit. What about this what was the other one I was gonna ask you about? One that I was looking at that looked pretty tight. Shout out to the 6 people in the chat for sure. What was it? The Dustin Jacoby and Maxim Grishin. I think that's kind of that might be kind of a tricky one as well. I'm leaning Dustin Jacoby, but I think that Maxim Grishin could possibly be live for that one.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same, leaning Jacoby. I feel like Grishin's chances of winning the fight improved dramatically if he's like coming in with like an approach to try and grapple, I think, because Dustin Jacoby traditionally a kickboxer. Yeah, but that isn't how Grishin fights, like ever. So I feel like they've made this matchup to favor Jacoby, honestly. But yeah, so
right, I match him up with a wrestler that thinks he can strike now, or a grappler or whatever that thinks he can strike, kind of deal.
yeah, that type of thing. I think like Grishin isn't a bad grappler. Is a pretty somewhat decent grappler, but he only ever usually does it defensively, not offensively. So yeah, I don't know.
Well,
It's a tricky one.
Fuck yeah, it's tricky. And the other thing I was gonna say about Jacoby is that like he does have a wrestling background. Like he did wrestle from like an early age. I don't know like what his accolades are as far as like collegiate stuff, but I know that the dude can wrestle if he wants to. But it's one of those kind of like it's hard to tell from like his kickboxing fights but I think that he does have I gotta go. I don't want to talk out of my ass too much on this more than I already do, but I think that like he has decent takedown defense. I could be wrong about that. He could be one of those guys that, like accepts guard, but I don't know, man. I'm leaning Jacoby, but Grishin is like one of those guys I could see like maybe like frustrating the shit out of a lot of people and kind of like stealing rounds. But yeah, I'm a lean Jacoby. But that's a good one, man. That's a good early fight on the card.
Yeah, I agree. It's that the opener?
It might be, man. I think it is. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I think they're expecting fireworks with that type of one. I think honestly, yeah.
Yeah, dude, that would be crazy if fucking Grisham went out there and just like, submitted Jacoby or something like. But yeah, I think Jacoby might actually like Jacoby could actually. There's a chance he could really fuck up Max and Grisham because he's a good kickboxer, man.
Yeah, yeah, he is indeed. Yeah, I think that Grishin has the capability to beat him, but in order to do that, he would have to like go in with like a grappling oriented game plan, and I don't really expect him to do that. And I think that'll be his demise. He'll probably get TKO'd.
Yeah, I could see him like stuffing takedowns and then him just like getting that fucking like putting him in that like framing off and like putting him in some kind of like nasty like tie clinch or tie plume and just fucking I don't know. But yeah, that's I think that man for an opener that's pretty cool. I could see is normally the type of fight that'll be like a prelim headliner or something. But what there's another one I was gonna see about what this one too. I think this one could maybe be kind of tricky. It's the very next fight, Vince Cachero and Ronnie Lawrence. Have you had a chance to look at that one at all?
I haven't had a chance to tape it, so I'm going purely based off of memory. And I've only seen both guys fight one time, but I was actually more impressed with Cachero in the loss than I was in seeing Ronnie Lawrence pick up the win against Jose Johnson on the Contender.
Yeah, I kind of agree, man. Like I kind of feel the exact same way. I watched. I haven't taped it much. I need to actually watch their fights, but I watched the highlight video of Ronnie Lawrence, and I was like, okay, like good spinning, like kick coming, like good spinning back kick. Okay, I'm seeing you do that about 7,000 times. Like you're going to the well a lot with that back kick. But then like he has good like skills, but Cachero, yeah, he fought a good fight, and even in the loss, like, yeah, I don't know, that's a tough one. I'm like slightly leaning Ronnie, but I don't know, man. Something tells me Cachero like might actually win this fight, so I'm gonna have to take that one a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm gonna like start taping tomorrow, but just based off of memory alone and seeing both guys fight one time, I feel like Jose Johnson has 0 takedown defense. I don't feel like that's the case with Vince Cachero. So I feel like Cachero will probably be able to be the better guy on the feet. It's just whether or not Lawrence can like get takedowns and make it grindy and that type of thing. But yeah, I need to tape it more. But I'm leaning. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, my fault. Go ahead.
I'm leaning Cachero right now.
Cachero, nice. Yeah, I might actually. I have not made up my mind on this one, so it is an ever so slight lean to Lawrence. But I'll tell you what, man. Like, if he starts going to the well, because a back kick is nice if you time it right, and it's best when the back kick is one of my best like kicks, and I'm a better kicker than I am a puncher. And it's one of my best kicks, but I'll tell you what, if you mistime that thing, or if you like don't throw it fast enough, or you like aren't accurate with it and miss, you're in a really, really fucking bad position. So if he starts going to the well with that thing, I don't know, man. Like I am leaning him slightly, but I'm not just like blown away by the dude. Like the dude that he like was like ragdolling, it's not going to be that easy with Vince. I just know that, so I'm gonna have to tape it and see how Cachero how he pounces on people in certain situations, like because I could see him just like has Lawrence ever submitted as like Cachero like a submission threat? Do you know?
I would have to look into it more deeply. Like I said, I'm just going off of memory on the last fights.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I just remember that Cachero came in short notice, took on Jamal Emmers, and got shit kicked, but he just took his beating and held up pretty well the whole duration. So, yeah, I'll tape it again and make up a decisive pick. I don't know, man. Just looking at like the records and stuff. I know that Cachero he got finished by Casey Kenny, but Casey Kenny's pretty fucking good. And then he lost to Emmers. Yeah, exactly. And then he lost to Emmers, and then he lost a split decision to a guy that was like 6-1, 9-3 now. That's Ukrainian. So I don't know. I think he's pretty good. I want to see more of this Ronnie Lawrence guy. I've seen a few clips of him throwing some spinning shit, and I'm not that impressed. So
yeah, dude, yeah. I can't. The spinning. I'm sorry, man. Like that's the one thing where it's like, okay,
I haven't seen him throwing spinning back kicks, but I've seen him throwing spinning back fists, and the speed ain't there. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, he does throw a good spinning back kick, but that's the one thing that I can speak intelligently on is like some of those kicks, and it's like, dude, yeah, you like in a fight, man, like it's just in one of his like regional like level fights, but it he just did it over and over and over and over and over again. And I'm not saying he's going to do that in the Vince Cachero fight, but man, Cachero, like, look, I mean, you already know this. Immers and what's the fuck? Case way better than Ronnie Lawrence or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But so yeah, Cachero's not a bad look, man. I could see Cachero winning this fight. And especially, yeah, that short notice debut and giving a good account of himself against a fighter like Emmers. Yeah, that's actually not a bad look. But yeah, that should be a good one. I think that should be a good fight because like a lot of people I hear a lot of people on Lawrence and like it's for instance like, oh well, Dana said he was special and like all this shit like that, you know.
Yeah. I'm not buying into that. I'll have to give it a better look over, but right now, just slightly leaning Cachero as a dog. I know that he opened at plus 155, is currently at plus 135, so it's probably going to close at like a pick, I would say.
Oh yeah. Well, we done beat around the bush enough, Jack. What are your early thoughts on this main event, Bubba?
Oh, it's a tough one for me. It's a really tough one because Gaines looked like fantastic, but there was even moments in that JDS fight where he was like kind of getting hit quite a bit. And Jairzinho's like such a bizarre fighter as well because he can like literally go out there and do nothing for a few rounds and then just find a KO victory, or he can go in there and starch a guy in like no time. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. I kind of feel like how extensive of a background in kickboxing does Cyril Gane have? Because I kind of feel like you have to factor that in if they're both like kickboxing oriented fighters.
So I do somewhat casually pay attention to kickboxing, and I've looked at both their records. Jairzinho Rozenstruik has a much more extensive kickboxing record than Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane, I think, is mostly like it's like regional fights, and the same with Jairzinho mostly. But I think that Jairzinho was either a glory heavyweight or something, one of those like K1 maybe. But even still, he really has not like he was not like a kickboxing champion or anything. Like his best win was like a draw against this dude who like his brother fought Adesanya. He drew against Jason Wilness's brother, Jafar Wilness. So like he's a good kickboxer, but people like throw that out there like, oh man, he's just like he was this like amazing kickboxer. It's like he was a good kickboxer, but like he's like he never didn't really fight like a lot of guys like for heavyweight. Like no, dude, he wasn't fighting like Rico Verhoeven or like he wasn't fighting Jamal Ben Sadiq. He wasn't fighting those guys. He was fighting like he was doing a lot of can crushing. But I would say even with that, it's a better kickboxing resume than Cyril Gane. So I would give Rozenstruik just in kickboxing the pure edge. Yeah, I give it to Rozenstruik, and it is a weird one because he's such a weird fighter. Like he looks so like lumbering and awkward, but then he can just deliver the like knockout. He has like a really like weird like clubbing left hook that he just drops people with. It doesn't look good. It's like really stiff and awkward, but it's got this weird power to it. And guys just like fall like Crowder and like he did the same one. That's the one he dropped Arlovsky with. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one for me. I feel like all like you said, even though like Gane has the more extensive one, it's not necessarily that much better, but still it's the activity and the experience, and he
Right.
also has that edge in MMA as well. Like he's got more fights professionally, and he's been fighting at a higher level for a longer period of time than Gane has. Gane only 7-0. It's definitely worrying. I'm probably leaning Rozenstruik honestly right now, but yeah, I don't know. That could all change. I'll like tape extensively, but yeah, right now I'll probably lean Rozenstruik honestly.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man. These are the advantages for Rozenstruik, I think, are he does have a more extensive kickboxing record. So he has more experience just with striking. So if they decide to just play that game, it plays out on the feet. I would probably give Rozenstruik the edge. What I would say though is stylistically, Gane seems like he's content, like he's to me, he's the better outfitter. Gane's better at staying on the outside and point striking from the outside and darting in and out when he needs to. Rozenstruik to me is more of the finisher. Like he's the guy that's going to be looking for the knockout, and he seems to be more vicious and direct and right to the point when he finds it. But I will say this: Cyril Gane is absolutely the better grappler. And if he takes Rozenstruik down, there's a really, really good chance that Jairzinho could get subbed. So this is one I'm pre-tape leaning Cyril Gane, but I want to cross my T's and dot my I's before I go ahead and make up my mind and can't because dude, when I make up my mind, I'm not changing it. Even if I start to realize that I made the wrong decision, I just die on the hill like fucking 2 cents last stand. It's bad. But yeah, I haven't completely 100% made up my mind, but I'm leaning Gane because I think that he can maybe like play the outfighter game, and then when Jairzinho goes for a big one, ducks under, gets a takedown, and gets a sub. But I mean, he can get knocked out, man. If he tries to play that game, Rozenstruik is really deceptively accurate and technical. Like he looks lumbering and goofy, kind of with his striking, but he's very accurate and deadly. So it's an awesome fucking main event, man. I'm really looking forward to this fight. I think it fucking kicks ass.
Yeah, I think that was a good breakdown too. I feel like the fight over the course of 5 rounds, I think that favors Rozenstruik. I think from like a more well-rounded perspective, it favors Rozenstruik. But Gane. Over 5 rounds, it favors Gane. From a well-rounded perspective, it favors Gane. But it's just that the precision shots and if you're picking Rozenstruik, you're going to be sweating the whole time because of the low volume. But you know that he has that opportunity to just potentially end it at any point over the 5 rounds. So
yeah, and that's really true for sure.
Yeah, I feel like it's a sweat either way you go.
Yeah. Dude, fuck yeah, man. It's not like I'm not like, oh yeah. Even if I do end up going with Gane, I don't know, man. I just don't know, because Rozenstruik, he could be losing a lot. He could be down 2 rounds, 3 rounds, and then really fucking hurt him and maybe get the finish. I'll say this, Gane has really fought no one like Rozenstruik. Rozenstruik has fought the Francis Ngannou's. He didn't make it, but he got in there with him. Gane has not fought anybody like that. So the experience favors Rozenstruik, but the durability I think favors Cyril Gane. I just do. I think Rozenstruik hits harder, but I think Cyril Gane is a little bit fresher.
I think it's hard to gauge because we've only seen Rozenstruik KO'd by Ngannou. And so that clip was circulating in slow motion the other day. And if you watch it, I swear to God, Rozenstruik parries the first shot lands a
He
fucking left hook.
blocks like all of them.
Parries, yeah. It's like master striking until like the third shot lands, and then you're like, oh god.
Oh yeah, it's just totally, it's just unconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good. He's really like technical and accurate, and it's not just. I think he was. Let's see, Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Let me just pull up his record so I can slip directly off that and not say stupid things like I wanted to do. Yeah, so this is an incomplete kickboxing record, but he has been knocked out. I did watch his the fight against, now this guy that he lost to is a pretty decent kickboxer, Raul Cantinas, but he has been completely slept before. Yeah, so he's been slept a couple times. He got this is an incomplete record, but he got KO'd by Ricardo Saneca and Raul Cantinas, who is I believe is Romanian. Yeah, Romanian. Now these guys are of a way, I'll say way, but they're of a higher caliber kickboxer than Cyril Gane. There's no question about that. And Cyril Gane, like I don't think they would be able to do what those guys did to Rozenstruik. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. I don't see him just like putting on a striking clinic and just destroying Rozenstruik. What I can maybe see Gane doing is keeping Rozenstruik honest enough on the feet and mixing in the takedowns. And Arda brought up a good point that, Overeem couldn't sub him, but Gane is younger, fresher. He's so fucking strong. Like Gane, both of these guys are the real deal. Both of these guys are true, like heavyweight, like either contender or like goddamn near. Like this is a really good matchup. It's like this could honestly, like, okay, let me ask you this. Let me this will move us into the next topic I want to get on. You just let me know if it's getting late. I know it's starting to get late there, so let me know if you need to hop off. But there was one more thing I wanted to just kind of touch on moving forward, if you got time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say is, so this fight coming up, one, do you think the fight we just saw this last weekend is a title eliminator, or do you think the fight that we will see this weekend is a title eliminator, or are neither true? What do you think is kind of like happening with the heavyweight title picture?
I don't know. I feel like the top end is like in flux at the moment because obviously we've got like Stipe and Gane on the horizon, and there's talks of Jones fighting the winner of that. But let's be real, who the fuck knows what John Jones is going to do at this point? He probably will fight the winner of that. Derek Lewis, I mean, man, he just knocked out Curtis Blaydes, like, and he's on like a huge run too.
Right.
Like, Volkov just picked up a win over Overeem, which like seems, subpar in comparison to Derek Lewis's win now. So like, I feel for like that's what I was saying earlier. I feel for Volkov because if you're Volkov, start watching that on the weekend, like you're literally watching the last dude who just like beat you in a fight get knocked out by the guy who like last knocked you out. Like you lost so bad there, like because at least if Blaydes won, he was the most recent one that beat him, and he could like work his way back to like a title rematch or something like that. But like now he's got like Blaydes and Lewis are probably still going to be. Well, I don't know. Blaydes will be above him in the rankings, you would think. No, Lewis will be above him in the rankings, you would think, and then you would think Blaydes. Who knows? Because he just beat him like 2 fights ago, so he's either probably going to be like one behind him or one above him type of thing.
Right.
It's like, yeah.
Man, yeah.
It's interesting. Like I feel like Lewis literally deserves it. So I feel like they should do. Steve Ngannou is already scheduled. That's happening, set in stone. Winner of that, Lewis deserves it. Like, and if it's Ngannou, he's got to win over him, so he definitely deserves it. As terrible as that fight was, but the John Jones thing is the big X factor, I guess, because we don't know what's going to happen with that. And
that's
then you've got
that's what I'm driving at.
exactly,
Jeff.
and then you've got then you've got Volkov won, a few weeks ago. Then we've got Rozenstruik Gane coming up too. It's like there's just so much going on at the top end of the division.
A lot of moving parts, a lot of ins, a lot of outs, a lot of what have you. A lot of strands, man. A lot of heavyweight strands in there.
I feel like whoever wins this weekend, like Volkov fighting the winner of them would be a good fight. I think that'd be cool. And yeah, I was gonna say about the grappling. Like, yeah, I guess on paper you would think that Gane's the better grappler, and like we've seen Jairzinho taken down by Overeem and Junior Albini. So like, yeah, you definitely got to give the edge in grappling to Gane, but we've only really seen him submit Dontel Mays, and I don't think too highly of him. So I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, that is a good point as well, because like Overeem Vet, who like got takedowns and had top position for a long time, and yeah, like he was never. He has like a ton of submission wins too, and he was never close to even like getting a sub on Jairzinho. So I could see him getting taken down, controlled for long periods. I'm less worried about him potentially getting submitted, but yeah, I feel like that's Gane being the more well-rounded guy and trying to wrestle, like that'll help him secure the dub if he gets it. Yeah,
That's funny because I feel like that is his like easiest path to victory, because like he's gonna be so much like Overeem. Yes, Overeem is a vet. He does have legitimate like submission skills. All those things are true. Like it's just Overeem is weird because it's like at his peak in like 2016, and that's like what 5 years ago. So he was at his peak at like 35. He's a fucking cunt hair from finishing Stipe and being UFC champion. That's like final form Overeem, but just like I feel like since then, like since that knockout, it's just like he just hasn't like. And yeah, he like beat Wall, had that little like run, but like I don't know, man. Like I just Gane is like he's just the new class. I feel like he will be like, if it does go to the ground, like I feel like he'll surprise some people. Like I feel like he's better on the ground. And you're right, you can't take a lot from a Dontel Mays win, because Dontel Mays is that's a niche. He's not very good. But yeah, I'm a little bit higher on Cyril Gane than some people, so I feel like he has a good chance, but it worries me on the feet. The part that makes me sweat is on the feet, because Rozenstruik, that's his bread and butter, man. So I don't know. It's a damn good fight though. But like as far as the division, like yeah, I've always been a detractor of John Jones, like for many different reasons, but that like this is like just a prime example of what a bullshitter he is. Like he has been fucking saying that he's just moved to heavyweight for like 8 years. So like, yeah, Dana says, okay, John Jones is going to get the winner. It's announced John Jones is going to get the winner of Francis and Stipe. But then John says he hasn't signed anything, and it's like this is exactly the same thing that happened before. It's like, oh, John, he keeps saying that it's about the money, but they keep telling him like, look, we'll give you the money, like we'll give you a pay increase, but you have to fucking go to heavyweight. You have to go to heavyweight. So Jack, I got a little theory for you, and let me know. Like I said, let me know if you got to go. But I just want to ask you this one thing. I have this little theory. Let me know what you think about it. If I'm fucking, I know I'm crazy, but let me know if I'm this crazy.
Yeah, sure.
I think John thought that DC was the champ. I think that he thought that DC was going to keep that fucking heavyweight belt. And what he would do is he would go up there and he would snatch it right off him and then right off into the sunset. But now I think what he sees is he's looking down the barrel at Francis and Rozenstruik and Cyril Gane and Derek Lewis and guys like that, and Tom Aspinall. And he's looking at heavyweight, and he's looking at light heavyweight. I think the walls are starting to close in a little bit on Boney. So I don't know, man. I'm not 100% convinced he's going to heavyweight. What do you think? Do you think we will see John Jones actually fight the winner of Francis and Stipe?
I do like that theory. I think it's interesting, and maybe there's truth to that. And I feel like if that's the case, then and if John Jones is like touted as the next guy to get it, then he's probably sat hoping to God that Stipe wins and not Ngannou.
Fuck yeah, because all right, think about it like
Yeah.
this. Just think about these two scenarios. Like, okay, what's better to Boney? What's better to John Bond? Is it retiring undefeated and having everyone say, "Oh, well, I wonder what would have been. Oh, I think John would have done this, that, and the third. Oh, John's the GOAT." Or having him go up there and risk just getting fucking spiggity sparked by Francis, and then having that loss on his record, and then have everyone be like, "Oh, see, yeah, you were." I just think John is so much of a narcissist. Like, I think this is, and I can be wrong. I could be eating crow on this theory too, but I really think that he's gonna bullshit around and price himself out, and then he's gonna blame the UFC and be like, "Oh, well, you never know what could have happened if the UFC had just done this and the third." But I could be wrong, but I don't know, man. I'm still not convinced the motherfucker's going to heavyweight because he's been saying it for years.
Yeah, well, I'm all about the meritocracy, and I feel like John Jones is technically coming off of a loss. So I feel like if he does do that, if he prices himself out, then it just lets the division like speed on quicker. So hopefully that happens. Honestly.
Fuck yeah, dude. I love it because I think John Jones is noticeably starting to
Decline.
not super decline, but like like he's not like
He's definitely not in
he's
his
not
prime
like
anymore.
exactly. That's exactly, you put that perfectly. Yeah, I think we've seen the crest of the wave of John Jones. I don't know if like I don't know like I honestly like think Stipe. A lot of people say Stipe is like a bad matchup for John. I think that might be one of John's like easier matchups. I just don't like. He's just not like. There's some big old grapplers at fucking heavyweight too, man. Like, he's not gonna be Mr. like swinging dick. I'm bigger than everyone else wrestling. Like, he's way bigger than everyone else at 205. It ain't gonna be the case like that at heavyweight. There's some big boys up there, you know.
Yeah, for real. Like, and honestly, like you were talking about, like Derek Lewis, like the lack of like fundamental skills. But if they were to match Derek Lewis up with John Jones, holy shit! Like, I mean, I think like all the skill in the world. Like, if you eat one of them shots, it's a wrap. And I would maybe
Yeah.
take Derek in that fight, honestly.
Fuck yeah, and boy, and here's the other thing about John. I'm telling you, like, the dude is such a fucking narcissist. I don't think he will take any other fight besides the immediate shot at the belt. So like, unless Derek is like, I just think he'll find a way to like. I think he was just looking for the easiest way to become. I think he really wanted to age these motherfuckers out. I think when he was looking at it and it was like, okay, here's DC. Here's like Stipe is getting up there. Like, I think he thought it was going to be sweet, and DC was going to get it, and Stipe would retire after DC knocked him out or whatever. He would lose Stipe would lose the rematch, and John would just be like, okay, now's my time. Cormier, I challenge you at heavyweight. Like, I have this motherfucker's number anyway. Like, but yeah, I don't know. Like,
What Spicy just said, I agree, man. Like, it's just kind of passing him by, just slowly but surely. Just like, okay, you're not quite the standard for greatness that you once were when you were just like mowing through these older generational legends, like legends nonetheless, but still like you're beating like Rampage and like my dude Lyoto Sensei, and you're beating these guys that are like either retired or in Bellator, or like they're about to retire. Like, that's who John Jones was mowing through very impressively, and in that time they were more in their primes. But now it's like it ain't sweet for John anymore at light heavyweight or heavyweight. So I think he's been trying to like kind of pick his little like spots, but it's now or never, man. Like, it's not gonna get like, it's like I said, heavyweight's just getting younger.
And these guys like Stipe, like I don't know, man. If it's not Steve, it's Francis. Like fuck, I don't know who's gonna take that fight. I just don't know, man. I just don't know. It's hard to tell because he's been boy cried wolf at heavyweight. Like he's been saying he's gonna do this shit for a while. So I don't know, man. Who knows? But yeah, that's all. Those are only real topics I wanted to talk about. I think we pretty much covered everything that I wanted to fucking dish on.
Yeah, it's getting late over here too, so I'm probably gonna dip out as well.
Cool. Well, Jack, man, I appreciate you coming through, man. Can I, do you want to give some final thoughts?
Yeah, solid card, whole lot of finishes. Hopefully, it's the same next weekend.
Fuck yeah. Well, you want to tell everybody how they can follow you on social media before you get out of here?
Yep. Jack Attack MMA, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Yeah. Thanks for your time, and yeah, sweet.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. You're welcome anytime. Oh yeah, before we get out of here, I'll just say one thing. I will be back at tomorrow, and it will be all Mortal Kombat tomorrow, my friend. All Mortal Kombat Tuesday.
Nice.
But thanks again. I appreciate it, man.
Sweet, dude. Sweet. Right. Cool. I'll tune in tomorrow.
Bet, man. I'll see you then.
Cool. Peace.
Peace, dude. There he is. Jack Attack MMA boys. Well, I'll tell you what. I will wrap it up at 2 hours and 45 minutes. To recap the crow that I had to eat. I got to spew my hate. I got to spew my saltiness. I got to spew my thoughts on... Let me now take these headphones off. Sorry about that. But yeah, thank you to Jack for coming through. I hit Jack Attack up. Follow his, he has a good YouTube channel as well. And he is active on Twitter, so hit him up, man. But yeah, this heavyweight division situation is tight. I like heavyweight right now, man. It's getting younger, it's getting better, and I like that. Because that's been the knock. It's there's all these old guys, Well, I mean, don't look twice, but welterweight is kind of like heavyweight now, man. The welterweight is pretty old in the top 15, but heavyweight is younger. But yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing how this heavyweight title picture, the heavyweight title picture shakes out. I'm looking forward to seeing how the heavyweight title picture shakes out. I'm looking forward to this fight next weekend, man. Definitely gonna talk more about it on Friday. I will be taping in the meantime. But tomorrow, boys, before we get out of here, tomorrow, if you like Mortal Kombat at all, don't miss the stream tomorrow. Don't miss the stream tomorrow, boys. What's up, Nikki? We just we briefly went over the card next week. What do you think about Nikki? What are your early thoughts on the main event on Gane and Rozenstruik? What do you think about that one? Yeah, just got through. Jack just jumped off. I'm gonna wrap it up here in a minute. But yeah, what do you think about Nikki? What do you think about the main event? What are your early thoughts, early leans? Do you have any early plays? Let the people know. But yeah, shout out to everybody that came through, man. I appreciate you guys. Boston Nick, Dried Spicy, Nick Alexander, Smith's Betting, Jack's Picks. Appreciate you guys. Artem. Yep. I did a little Derek Lewis hating. People had to set me in my place. Noah, Jack's Picks, Smith. Appreciate y'all, man. James, Jimmy, thank you for stopping through. The one and only Jack Attack, of course. Noah and Smith. You know. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was a good one. It was a good stream, man. So yeah, eat the crow. I had to do it. I had to eat the crow. I basically 6 right, 6 wrong. I think that Bob probably won, or that fight should have been a draw. And I think that Kunitskaya won. And I was wrong about Derek Lewis. And I was wrong about Derek Minner big time. He definitely proved me wrong. I was wrong about Ayman Zahabi big time, counted him out like a motherfucker, and he shut me right up. And who else did I miss? I can't really remember. But yeah, if you want to go back and check it out, I did eat the crow. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this fight. This fight card coming up next weekend. There's some really good fights on it, man. We didn't even touch really Nikita Krylov and Magomed Ankalaev. That's going to be a really tight fight. So yeah, Friday, boys. I'll be back Friday with my picks, and we will talk about that fucking fight card. But like I said, tomorrow we're switching gears. Switching gears to Mortal Kombat. Tomorrow will be Peace Spicy. If you like Mortal Kombat, swing through tomorrow, man. Same bat time, same bat place. But yeah. Mortal Kombat tomorrow. I'm gonna be playing Mortal Kombat 11 tonight and tomorrow. I'm gonna be watching the 1995 Mortal Kombat tonight, and I'm gonna rewatch the trailer and break that down. But yeah, if you like Mortal Kombat, tune in tomorrow. We talking about some of my favorite Mortal Kombat characters. I'd love to know who some of y'all's favorite Mortal Kombat characters are. We'll talk about the video games, the history of the video games. We'll talk about the newest video games, the newest incarnations. We'll talk about the old movie. We'll talk a little bit about Mortal Kombat Annihilation, perhaps. But we'll definitely talk about this new trailer. I'll give you my thoughts on the new trailer, give you what my thoughts on what I think about it. And yeah, man, we'll have just a fucking Mortal Kombat Tuesday, dude. So yeah, I appreciate everyone that came through. Tune in tomorrow. It will be Mortal Kombat style-y. But yeah, Boston Nick, everyone that came through, man, I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna wrap it up. Once again, big shout out to Jack Attack. Check him out. Check out Boston Nick. Dried Spicy. You should put up your Twitter again. But yeah, Nick Alexander, everyone else. Smith's MMA betting. Yeah, man. Support each other. And yeah, man, I appreciate you guys. I will be back tomorrow, 4:20. We will talk about Mortal Kombat. All Mortal Kombat tomorrow, boys. Mortal Kombat movies, video games, all that shit. So yeah, check it out. All right, man, that's it for me. Appreciate you guys. Y'all the shit. And I hope to see y'all tomorrow, man. It's been just my 2 cents, and I'll catch you then. Peace.